Yo, what's happening? Welcome to the Amaury Love Podcast, episode 22. Let go and let God. Bruh. I don't even know where to start, bruh. I don't know where to start. Cause I ain't gonna lie, this week been fire. There's a bunch of music that dropped. D23 just happened. We got a bunch of trailers. I've been in a. It's funny because this phase of my life has been very interesting. The it's the beginning of the next chapter, right? And I'm recognizing how much like I'm in gratitude for things that I didn't even realize I should be for, and also differentiating like things that don't serve me and things that I don't necessarily need to like rush and like so man, it's crazy just where things are at right now within my universe and stuff, right? I think I shared with y'all not too long ago that I had I was all right, man, I'm finna jump into school immediately and this, that, and the third, and things didn't pan out the way that I wanted to, so it could happen immediately. So I have to wait till like the end of next year, low key. But within that, because in my mind I'm like, all right, well, I need something to fill up my space and like be able to fucking because like I definitely wanted to take like a step back from making music, and which I'm gonna get into in a second, where I realized like that's a part of me that I need, and I have to differentiate of like I don't have to just record and drop and all, you know what I mean? But I also need to get it out, because that's love is a funny thing, and it's funny because my alias is Amaury Love, right? Amaury is my middle name, and I remember when I made the decision, I was like, man, like I don't even know. I mean, when I started rapping, I always went by Amaury, like 2010, 2000, I don't know. Whenever like my first YouTube videos was or whatever, it was Amaury. And then like before, I don't know specifically when, but I remember Amaury Love was like, nah, that they got a ring to it. It made me think of like Buddy Love from the Nutty Professor. But also love is what love is what everything is about. That's what the universe and all this type of stuff. So I was like, okay, this got like esoteric meaning, is also positive, and then at the same time it kind of got a ring to it. And I know if I Google it, like there's no other Amaury Love. There's other Amaurys and shit like that, and it's actually my middle name. Some girl in middle school named Raquel Thompson, she had I remember she was like, what's your middle name? I was like, it's Amaury. She's like, oh, I'm gonna just start calling you Amaury. I like that. And that was like stuck in my head. My stupid ass is motivated by women all the time. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So when I decided, I'm going to take rap, it had to be 2021, because that's when I not 2021, it had to be 2011, because that's when I had made the decision, like, I'm gonna take this serious or whatever. But anyways, I guess I'll get into it now because I'm already talking about it, right? So I recently recorded I made a song. I was crazy because I was just watching a bunch of stuff, and like it's cool the things that I've been tapped into, because it's different things. Like I seen the Terrence Martin interview on the third verse, and I thought it was so fire that how they was explain, because To Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite album of all time. I've referenced this a billion times. I'll tell the story if you're listening to. I don't know if I told it, but I'll tell the story of listening to the first time in a second. But hearing the process and explaining like what they did, and just like it's funny, it was talking about like running up the budget, because they like, oh, we're gonna get these I'm about to say instruments, these fucking musicians to come in and play certain things, this, that, and the third. And just like it was so dope to just hear the story, because because it's hearing how things work in the back end, especially and it gives you a much bigger understanding, like, oh, this is why it's you feel it like this. And like it's because of me right now, right? For instance, like I don't even like saying I'm a producer, because I'm such at the lowest basic level when it comes to like making beats. When I first started, I used arcade, and like, yeah, I'm playing it or kind of like through the keyboard or whatever the case may be, or I'm cutting it in the fucking computer. but it's not the same thing of sitting there on the keyboard and actually like doing or with the NPC or whatever and actually like creating, right? And the same thing with, and I use Splice now. Splice is hella convenient. I can go got thousands of sounds, and I've been paying for this shit for a minute. So I got thousands of fucking credits, so I could pull sounds and loops and chop it up and do it whatever way. But I feel like there are people that really could just pull the keyboard out or pull the instrument out and so I think there's a whole difference between that. So again, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a whole difference between sitting and doing shit on the computer and this and third, and somebody or playing it, coming from the spirit, versus like people with playing the actual instrument and fucking, like it was amazing to hear all that stuff. So I'm listening to that, and then I think there's like a common thread of like thought that like how I think I seen this on Effective immediately because Rhapsody was on it. I love Rhapsody. And having Rhapsody Effective immediately, like, oh my god, this is perfect. I gotta watch this immediately. No pun intended. And there was I think one of the questions was like, is regional sound important and stuff like that. And it's funny because like even starting rapping when I was younger, I always wanted to like be like the more hip hop, traditional boom bap rapper, this, that, and third, right? And like everyone else around me was doing things more toward like whatever the wave or vibe was in Miami, right? Because it's kind of regional sound wise. How like traditionally we're known for like like bass music, right? Like like Uncle Luke and like the Two Live Crew and whatever. But then obviously then on the flip side you got people like Poison Clan, right? That when you hear it, it sounded like more traditional hip hop. And then even if you go to someone like Mother Superior, which I feel like she never got her real shot, right? But she was nasty. Like if you go listen to Mother Superior on YouTube and stuff like that, like oh my god, she was amazing, right? So like I don't know. I'm thinking. Well, I'm 36. So when I first started going to like house parties at like 15 to 16 years old, and that's when you really get a gauge of like. I mean, of course you're hearing what here in middle school, right? But then at the same time, I grew up in like the Rap City in the basement and fucking 106 in Park and stuff like that. So you have what's going on in like the mainstream hip hop and shit like that, and then you have what's going on like around. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't go outside and not hear Trick Daddy. You know what I mean? Or especially my generation, like we was listening to Iceberg heavy. Like when we'd go outside to the parties, it was like 60% Iceberg. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I had people like Ball Greasy and like Grind Mode, like fucking, I think Briscoe was like 07, 08 maybe. But I know Briscoe had like had a wave too of like, just know that, just know that, just know that, just know that I've been grinding all my life, hey, waiting for this time. If you ain't about that money, just know that, back on the block, looking for the brisket and back in the block, just know that, and the peanut butter don't, oh my god, them shit should be sliding, bruh. Especially, what's up, bitch, I'm me. I seen it perform one time, and I felt like I was the only person like super crazy crunk. Not to say nothing, but I'm just like, it touched the teenager in me. Like, oh shit, bro, fucking Briscoe. But I've been thinking about that, like how did Outside sound like when I was a teenager, right? Even it's funny because Jazz sent me this mix early, like a couple weeks ago, and she was like, yo, this sounds just like home. And I remember like in Miami or like South Florida specifically, like they'll speed up the fucking songs. So you'd have like the regular Iceberg version, and then when you go to the fucking house party, they're playing the speed up version of fucking of the songs, like Closer to My Dreams, shit like that. So I was like, man, I remember that. That's like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the opposite of like Houston. You know how Houston, you got the chop the screw music, it slows down. Like we would speed that bitch up, and that bitch is like, you know what I'm saying? That's how people start like sticking in the chicken. Girl just might be the sexiest. Oh my god, bro! It makes me think of just those times and shit like that. But anyways, I was like, man, what does that sound like for me? And do it in a way where it's like me. Like I don't want to just like, cause I kind of like swayed away from it because I remember like it was so important for me to be considered a fucking like good MC and shit like that. Um, and I always was trying to get my pen better. That's why I was bad for a long time. I was bad for a very long time. Like even if you listen to Free Jewels is like I'm from a rap skill perspective, it's okay. You know, I might have passion behind what the fuck I'm saying, or like I feel like the concepts that I had at the time were good, but my skill set didn't like suffice to make it like, oh shit, are you talking about something? Like I tried. I think I didn't get my skill set up to the point till now, right? That's why like I would, you know, I remember I was open to the idea like, you know what, I made my masterpiece tape. You know, I'm open to, you know, maybe I should get help. And but then like the rapper in me was like, fuck no. Because if I wanted to, I could have been have like Nick or somebody help me write rhymes or shit like that or whatever. Even like my hooks have always been trash for a long time, right? I wish I had fucking I wish I had like you know, like just the ability to write like really, you know, choruses, like real thought provoking choruses or something that, you know what I'm saying, like something that when I'm playing it people would want to respond back, like a call and response type thing. I don't think I got to that level yet. But I was thinking about it and I was just like, nah, I can't. I just gotta keep getting better. Fuck, I'm 36. I might get it when I'm 46. So fuck it. You know what I mean? Like I can't compromise that part because I've already gotten too far, and I wouldn't want to do that. That's why even when the homies like they don't give a fuck. They're on point when they not on point, but like with technology and shit like that, they don't care. They're gonna fucking use AI. Like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna write these lyrics down, and then we're gonna have some AI bitch pull this that up and this and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I would do that. Right? And then it's like, you know, I feel like AI is a tool. I think at the most I'm only use AI for mastering because it's convenient, and I don't like even mixing. I feel like I'm still I have it sound good to me, but I also recognize my what's it called, my circumstances. Right? I'm recording in a fucking wooden room, so I don't even know acoustically if this is good or bad. Right? My microphone is not that. I don't have the best microphone. Like these headphones, yeah, they Sony headphones, but look at the inside. Like they're, you know, I don't even know if I'm hearing it the way it's supposed to be heard. You get what I'm saying? So, I try to make it sound as good as I possibly can, right? Without, because I don't, and I maybe that's probably the good. That's probably a good thing that I'm not so versed into the nuances of how everything works yet, because I'm just going based on like what I feel sounds good to me versus like, okay, well if this is at 3.6 dB, this is, you know what I mean? Like I'm still not there yet as far as the information and the knowledge is concerned, right? So I'm doing everything by ear for the most part. So I guess there's a you know, it's a flip side to not knowing so much. But I think what I've been listening to, because I think I heard Glass talk about it and other people talk about like AI, because I think like Tyga just dropped the Star, what's it called, Starface song, and it's like an 80s, like I guess they, you know, was using AI for we don't know what specifically it was used for. Like Tyga's vocals sound like Tyga's vocals, so I don't know if they just made the beat and some shit in Serato and then he just rapped over it, sung over it or whatever. Like I'm not sure, you know, there's no I don't know what the actual details of that is or whatever, or how the other brother, what is his name, Phoenix, I'm not too familiar. I hate doing this because now it's like, oh, you know, no, but the you know, that's, oh, he said that he didn't use AI, and then when Tyga admitted that he used AI for some stuff, then he's like, yeah, I did use AI. Like, I don't know. I think you should be truthful from the jump. But then that's you know, that's just my opinion. What the fuck? Who cares what the hell I gotta say? But it is an interesting talking point, because I think AI is a tool, right? But I just think it depends on how much you gonna use it. Like if you're a rapper, I don't think you should be using it to write your lyrics, right? But then again, some people, like I know somebody that doesn't use it to write lyrics. They'll write their lyrics and prompt it and have like an AI sing a chorus for fucking, some, oh, we need an R&B hook. I'm gonna write this shit down and then she gonna sing it and whatever. And then, so people use it in different ways. So I don't know how that, what's right and what's wrong when it comes to that. I think if you're solely depending on it completely, then I think that's kind of cheating, right? Like if you're using AI to write your lyrics, using AI to fucking make the beat, then you're using AI to have someone else vote and dropping some shit. I think that's kind of crazy. But if you're using it for specific things, like, see, again, I don't even know, right? Because I think, like, I use Splice to make beats. As a producer, either I disagree and wholly using it. Yeah, bro, I disagree too and using it completely because I feel like, but see, this is the thing. Like, I use Splice, right? And on Splice, there's just an abundance, thousands and thousands of fucking loops and shit like that. Does that not make you an artist if you use Project Man? I don't know what Project Manager is. See, look, I can only say from my aspect, right? Because I'm only, I don't know what that is, Phobos. Put me on. I can only say from my aspect, right? Like, I know when I first started making beats, I used to use Arcade, and and then I transitioned into Splice, because Splice just has better sounds to me. Arcade, I don't know, it started being repetitive to me, and I didn't have as much and I like Arcade, don't get me wrong, I'll still use that motherfucker right now. There's beats that I was started on that I need to get back to, and I gotta put back on my subscription so I can finish them hoes. But that's later. I'm not. Basically a supervisor. You ain't do jack. You just delegate other people to do it. I don't know, bruh. Because I like to be hands-on. That's the thing. I really like to be hands-on, right? That's why I love... Oh, I can show y'all now. When I made the last song, I pretty much had like 3... It was 3 loops, and then I cut out the fucking AI versus samplers, 2 different things. Yeah. So it's all right. So like, for instance, right? If I'm getting a loop from Splice, that's a sample, no? Right? But what if someone made it in AI? How would I know that? It doesn't say it. I'm just downloading. Oh, it's a beat, there's a drum pattern. Right, cool. Let me take this out and then I'm gonna split this shit up. I'm gonna see if I can show this. I just don't want my fucking shit. You know how my shit will start freezing. I put too much stuff on here. Let me see something. Alright, I see this, right? Let me see if I could properties. Alright, so look, this is the song that I had worked on, that had just dropped, right? This part right here, all this shit was the fucking, like, the loop, right? Like, I had to make the 808s and shit like that, which I don't think I did anything that impressive. I just copied the fucking the key pattern, or I try to make it at least as good as possible. And then this was the drum loop, but I cut out the snare so I could like isolate it and mix it by itself, because if not, then it would just all be in one fucking layer or whatever the case may be, right? And then these, the vocals and shit like that. And then I had to cut that hole, and then I sped it up and did all this shit right here. Anyways, but yeah, I can see it, right? Am I tripping? Crap, I use TrackLib. Wait, no, a loop versus the actual manipulation are 2 different things. I know what you mean. I've used them all. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's sampling, aka manipulate. Yeah, like I'm not, because I remember I was talking to my dog Fat Boy. Okay, thank you. I need some confirmation. I'm like, am I doing this wrong? What the fuck? Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm bad. Cause listen, bruh. I'm trying to do my best and be pure as possible. This is why I'm like, even my raps, I'll reference the same shit again. Like, I think in the last freestyle I said, Neil Vana, Heartbroken, bombs are dropping on the beach. You know how in the fucking video game Death Stranding, Neil Vana is like the reference. Neil Vana is like this phantom that the main character Sam Bridges, like, every time he faces him, he goes to his beach. And in the game, beach is like the other side, like not heaven, but it explains like when you transition, everyone has their own personal beach, and then there's a connected beach, and the beach is not necessarily a beach, but it's like your like where your consciousness goes. I don't know, but anyways, I'm like, all right, I gotta make sure I'm saying little nuanced things that I know this shit can't, you know what I mean? Because I want people to know I actually fucking write, like, and I know I ain't the best. I just heard fucking what Absol just dropped a freestyle called Hide, and I think it was produced by Python P. That shit was crazy. And I'm hearing Absol rap, I'm just like, bruh, this man's so fucking far ahead. It's like his penmanship is ridiculous, bruh. I was like, I know I'm not that good yet. You know what I mean? But oh my god, so like I hit, like, you know what I mean, so I'm like, man, I want, you know, I hope one day that I could pen some shit off and, like, you know, someone I look up to be like, all right, he all right, you know what I mean, he decent, you know what I mean. That's really what I be going for when I fucking rap. Even like even going back to the song that I just did, you know, verse 1 is the 36-year-old cussing out, it's the 26-year-old cussing out the 36-year-old. And then verse 2 is the 36-year-old cussing out the 26-year-old. And I'm saying this, you know, being fucking vague, but basically like, it's almost like my older self, my younger self. My younger self was like snapping at my older self, like, what are you doing? Like, well, you killed me off so you can fucking be regular? Are you crazy? Mad. And then the opposite. It is like the 36-year-old talking to you, man, get your shit together, because I'm gonna turn into you gonna turn into me. So I'm like, man, I gotta go figure out how to go deeper and still be true. I'll grab a loop or a sample, extract the MIDI notes from it, and then repurpose the notes into. That's that. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Cause the only time, see, I've been dying to sample, right? Actually, like, if I have one of my goals music wise is to make a part 2 to the Love Tape. It'll just have to be a YouTube exclusive, because the Love Tape, I pretty much, outside of like 3 or 4 songs, I was using samples, right? And that was like the first time I'm chopping up a sample and speeding stuff up or slowing it down and like figuring out how, okay, well, this has a drum thing, but I could add the 808s to this, and then, you know, just like I don't really know what I'm doing. I just follow what I feel like sound good, if that makes sense. Yeah, sample is hella fun, but you can't clear it. But at this point, I'm doing it, like, I will get to the point where I want to approach it in a business way, but I don't think I still got a lot of foundation to build on that aspect. I don't think I actually properly went about the business side of it. But I also think that's not an excuse not to create and not to make my thing. So right now, I kind of want to do it for the love of it, right? Until I'm in a space where I can, you know, make a business out of it, or I can, you know, unless some opportunity come and I'm like, all right, well, whatever, what do you gotta do? But if it ain't that, then I gotta do it for the love. Clearing samples are not as hard as move. I mean, I seen there's like websites and stuff where you could they have like a sample library and you could pay for it, but it's just like I just put it out for free because I don't want to make a penny off of it now. I don't think I deserve to make a penny off of it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's still, like, from a skill set aspect, I feel like I still got a lot to go to be a better MC. Because a lot of times I'm writing, right? Like, I'm writing all the time. Like, hold on. See, like, I'm fucking writing all the goddamn time. And having this is equivalence of notes and fucking raps and shit like that. Right? But anyways, the problem is that, like, I've been in my space of recording, so I want it to sound a certain way that I'm not committing a lot of this raps and memory. So as I've been going to like the poetry spot on Tuesdays, I realized that, oh shit, I don't got this shit down packed in my head yet. So, you know, part of the MC is to be able to recite your shit and rap it right then and there. I gotta, you know, and I guess this was dope. I'm going to the poetry spot every Tuesday now because I'm getting back into the wind of performing, which I kind of stepped away from a minute. Cause you know how it is in Miami, folks, bro. Like, that shit is a goddamn. It's a damn. Like, it's not like they got a lot of open mics and shit like that. It's more so pay to play, which is okay. But if I gotta come out my pocket $150 like 4 times a week, and the price of living is trash, I ain't got it like that, bruh. I've been clearing samples for at least a year and a half. Oh shit, good for you, bruh. I'm not. I ain't there yet, bruh. I'll do it for free for the love of it, and hopefully, you know. And I need to build my community, bruh. Shark Tank Miami. Bruh, they don't care, bruh. I was just it's interesting to me because I think about like, and you gotta pay for parking, food, and your food. You gotta pay to breathe. All right, well, it's gonna be $100 to perform. If you want to breathe in the venue, we gotta add $15 more. If you want to use the bathroom, another $15. And you it's a $10 microphone holding fee. Bruh, they pay for charge for everything, bruh. And granted, don't get me wrong, there's certain opportunities that were fire. Like even when like I think that the event that I met you at that Miss Christie was throwing, and like it was a bunch of rappers. I was like, oh shit, there's people from you know down south to fucking Broward and all these you know all these different like colors of sounds and different artists and shit like that. And I was like, damn, this is kind of fire. Damn, so I think I got a photo of that shit too. That shit was fun. But yeah, bruh. At one point in time, like the underground scene shit was so lit, but then it became about bread, bro. And again, like I think everyone. Oh look, I got it right here. See this shit. This shit was so motherfucking fun, bro. That I'm right there. Shit, you right behind me, low key. In that event, we don't charge for you. Nah, bro. Crap, I went to a battle one-off last night. A whole 40 minutes to get there for one battle, but it was cool. Oh, you met Mikey Fax? That's fire, bruh. A whole 40 minutes to get there. Where was it at? Damn, that's dope as fuck, for real. See, you in the midst of it, bruh. In Puerto Rico, I'm sure I gotta figure out where the hell the hip hop scene is. I think the poetry spot is the closest thing I got to having somewhere where I could like rap, or like you know, or do a poetry version of it. I've been rapping the verse that I did to fucking like I'm practicing it out because that's one of my favorite verses. I did the Outkast song. It's Mr. MIA. Am I gonna make it? I don't know. Streamlining my consciousness. I'm flowing in the zone. I've been sacrificing sleep again, afraid to lose his light. I was lazy in my 20s, spent my check on every vice. Outside the sneaker time to meet a baddie, creep around, park behind the house. I'm paranoid. I heard of that pop out. 20 in the tank, 2 black miles, and some swishes sweets before the likes of tweets. We would text on psychic threes. Gotta wake up in the morning, hit the line to get these threes. Last time they saw my side. See, look, I'm fucking up. Nah, I ain't great yet. I mean, it was ducked up under the train station in Brickell. For real? Mikey Fax and 40 bars popped out. I don't think I'm familiar with 40 bars. But I definitely know Mikey Fax is though. That's fire, bruh. That's fire. Oh yeah, bruh. You know how shit is to get into Brickell. That shit. People from Miami don't even live in Brickell no more. There's a bunch of people from New York and everywhere else. That shit must be fire though. That shit must have been fire. Damn, I might come home in October, bruh. I need to go. I miss home a little bit. I ain't gonna live there again. I'll tell you that. I love Puerto Rico, but I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, I'll go visit, but I ain't living there. But man, like, you know, I was there my whole life, bruh. I've never lived here in Puerto Rico. I'm about to hit a year in October. But my whole life I've lived in Miami, so that shit is a little different. When's your birthday? Wait, when's your birthday? Because my break of service, I'll tell you right now, hold on. I started the 22nd. See, I don't want to make promises because I don't even know. But I'm trying to save. I got to save to move out. So I ain't, you know, I'm kind of, you know, my uncle gave me 2 more months. So I ain't trying to fucking abuse. But I think I'm off from like the 15th through the 20th. I don't know. I got to actually see. The 20, bruh. That's wait, are you going to do something for your birthday? Like, is it going to be you going to do an event or some shit? I got to make this shit big on my fucking thing. I'll fix it later. Um, yeah, I got to do something. I mean, if I'm there, then cause yeah, that's the best way to do it. That's why, like, bro, back home, I'm just like, if I'm doing some shit, bro, I ain't want to post it or nothing like that. Cause where you at? Nah, I like being dolo, bro. I like being ducked off. Um, Especially as much as I work, when I do have some time off, get some dinner and drinks or something. All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's crazy. Um, Nah, yeah, cause I had a homie hit me up too recently, Lady Willie. He tapped in on me, bro. Where you been at? I was like, nah, bro. I deleted social media. It was fucking my mental health. That shit just information override, bro. I can't take it. Um, so I know, like, I just disappeared off the fucking face because a lot. It's funny too. I realized like how much I communicated with people through Instagram. I was like, nah, that's just way too much for me. Uh, Beach vibe. That's all. The beach is growing up in Miami, I realized that I took the beach for granted. I never went to the beach because it's so far, bro. We down south. Like, I ain't driving 15 exits to hit the beach up, bro. Well, I'm down south. I don't. I know you closer than me. Um, but nah, I ain't going way up. But that's what's up, man. Enjoy that shit, bro. Celebrate yourself, man. As you should. But yeah, I'm thinking about visiting for like a couple of days because there's some people I want to see, like tap in with. Because it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. And if I do go, I hope there's like something going on that I can just tap into, just like old times and shit like that. Like one of the homies told me she getting married. I'm like, we getting married? Like, bro, it's just it's crazy how life will continue to go, and people, like, I'm just happy to see that, like, my close ones and even people that people I fuck with are doing good for themselves, and things are happening and elevating, even given these circumstances, right? Because I know these ain't the best times, especially like financially for certain people. Like, people be going through real shit. Like, I was just having a conversation with a couple of my homies, and I shared them something that I won't say what it is, but I shared with them something. I'm 20 minutes away from the beach, and I just chill. I have a few ducked off beach. Bro. Yeah, nah, bro. Don't go to, like, cause South Beach is the generic beach spot, like on Ocean Drive. Like, you know what I'm saying? My parking spot was on 7th and Ocean Drive. I mean, it's not in Ocean Drive. It's like in between Ocean Drive and Collins. There's like a I think it was like $1 an hour parking spot or some shit like it was. I don't know. It's probably way more now. But on the weekends, that bitch is a flat 20 something $30. Nah, you know what beach is gas though? Hollywood Beach. Hollywood, because I think isn't like the downtown by the beach or some shit like that. Like they're like kind of close together. Hollywood Beach is fire. I don't think I've ever been to any beach in Broward though. But the beach that I fuck with in Miami is the one in Key Biscayne. That shit is kind of ducked off, and it's beautiful, and the water clean, motherfucker, whatever. But like the generic we on Ocean Drive in South Beach. Nah, it'd be too much going on out there, bro. When you a teenager, like in the like early 20s, that shit is so fun. You like, oh my god, so many people out here, with all the bullshit, whatever. But like, as you grow older, I'm like, nah, that's too much, bro. I'm trying to vibe. Like, I ain't trying to fucking, it's so hectic. Um, man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I miss Miami, low key. But I got to get my life together though. I'm in the process of everything been good, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Pompano Beach is nice. Lighthouse Point. I've been there. Deerfield. Nah, I've only been. I had a plug in Deerfield one time. It was so far, but his pricing was so good. I said, "Nah, I'm gonna go up there. Like, you got me fucked up. They charging me double down the street. No, absolutely not." But that's early on. Not, motherfuckers got licenses and shit now. They go to dispensary. But nah, I don't think I've been to Deerfield nor Pompano. None of those beaches. The only time I was up there for real is whenever there was performances and shit going on. Pompano Beach has full upgrade. Yeah? Nah. West Palm Beach though. Like the beach of West Palm Beach is nice as fuck. I love West Palm Beach high key. That shit low key a vibe. It's hella chill. It's Miami so hectic, bro. They changed the whole pier. It's a full fishing pier. It's up now. Man, I miss the crib. I might go in October, bro. I'm. That's why I'm busting my ass now, racking these hours up and just spending a bare minimum. Cause I got a savings goal I got to hit, and once I get there, then I could. Cause even some of the home, like I'm grateful for my friends, bro. Cause they be kind of been in my ear, like, hey, bro, you open up like a Roth IRA account. You know, if you put X amount from now until you 60 something, you can have an M clean, and that's not nothing extra, whatever the case may be. And I'm just sitting there like, damn, bro, I need to listen to my homies more. They life is together. But yeah, anyways, we'll see, bro. I would love to go home. I got people to visit. I kind of want to see one of the homies still live in South Point Apartments, which is where we all kind of like all me and my dogs all grew up at. So I kind of want to go there. I'm like, damn, I ain't been to the fucking Piranha forever, and I got to get some food there, bro. I've been dying for some Haitian food, bro. I got spoiled, bro. I was hella spoiled when I was down there. And there's a spot, right? Damn, it's called what's the spot called, bro? But they got, bro, I was in Port St. Lucie area. It's an hour and a half from north, but them beaches and spots, holy crap, it's almost nice. Even the restaurants we went to off the bar at the back, yeah, bro. I don't think I haven't been that far. I've been to Port St. Lucie for to film some shit, bro. Some background role shit. You getting the random opportunity. You got to travel, goddamn, hour and 30 minutes for $80. Dogs, I'm over here looking into waist deep water feeding fishes off the dock. Phobos, I need to become an adult like you, bro. I don't even think about nothing, bro. Like, like that shit sound hard, bro. I'm not tapped in, bro. Even over here, bro, like in Puerto Rico, there's some fire ass beaches. But my favorite beach is the one here in fucking in Piñones. Yeah, is it cheaper? I don't know. I ain't finna rent shit when I go home, bruh. My auntie live in Hollywood. My cousin got a house in Homestead. My ex's parents got a house, the venue in the Redlands. I'm not, man. I'm. Hey, where you at? Hey, Mom, can I come stay with you for a couple of days, please? Why would I pay for nothing? I'm trying to, man, cause I'm bad. Listen, crystal blue waters. People are very nice, low key, and a lot of baddies walk around. Selling point for me, baddie. Hold on. Way cheaper than Broward, I say. Broward beautiful too, though. I ain't gonna hold you. It depends on what Miami you talking about. Bruh, I love down south, bruh. Like, I love everywhere between Kendall and Florida City is just, I could just go anywhere. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love fucking, cause I've lived pretty much every piece there. Food spots, you know what I'm saying? Man, I want to go to Sac Passe so bad. Bruh, I used to get legging and black rice every fucking Friday. Oh my God, she was so good. Yeah, but Broward low-key have all the food spots. There was a girl I was dating, bruh, during COVID. That's what we would do. We'd hop in the car, and because I think there was places that was closed, but there's a lot of fucking food trucks. So we would drive up to Broward and then fucking just go to rant. Oh, there's this one Jamaican food truck, bruh, and when we pulled up, the line was crazy long. I don't think I've been to Chef Creole. You go to any Haitian restaurant for real, like, cause I know I think Broward has a lot of nice Haitian restaurants as well. But for the most part, you go anywhere, that shit gonna be busting. Nah, yeah, especially during COVID times, food trucks definitely was the lick. Like, not the lick, but like, you know what I mean? You knew, all right, bet I'm finna get me something fire, like jerk chicken from the food truck. Man, that shit is fire. Oh, bruh, have you tried Tropi? I think it's called Tropi Rolls, bruh. It's in like, it's in, it's in Richmond, or that's not in Richmond Heights, bruh. It's like where I'm trying to think. It's between Colonial and 152nd, but I don't know what that area is called because it's on 137th. But pretty much, they got Caribbean sushi rolls, bruh. So you can get like a jerk chicken sushi roll. You can get a griot sushi roll. You get a fucking a tripleta, which is the Puerto Rican sushi roll. Bro, this shit is so fire. Like I always get the Jamaican one. That shit is fire. Chinese buffets. I can't shame other things, but every time. Nah, bruh, that shit is gas, bruh. That shit is gas. That shit is gas. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's what I said in the song. Jerk chicken sushi in the pliable for lunch again. What? I used to get that shit all the time. That shit was a little pricey though. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit like $20 for a goddamn. That almost sound like China Man egg rolls. It's China Man, bruh, with the like the Chinese dude with the golds, and I know he's not I know he's not like he goes from like place to place in his truck, right? Am I tripping? Because I think I had if it's not him, there's someone that's like that. It's this Asian dude with, I just know he got like a diamond grill or some shit, or like he got a grill, and someone I used to date, she had yeah. Someone I used to date, she was so hyped because he was down. He was top. That's China Man. Yeah. Someone I date was hyped. She's like, oh my god. She's like she's like, you got to get these egg rolls. Because they got all these you know, it's you know, it's not the traditional egg roll or whatever. Just like he island it up or whatever, bruh. But that bill busted. I'm not even gonna lie. That shit was so good. He from Broward. Okay, that makes sense. That makes so much sense now. Cause I'm like, where you from? Like, that boy got goals in his mouth. He Asian. Like, hold on, he got. That definitely sounds like he got to. Yep, he from Broward. That man from Kodak Block. I was playing. Oh, that's crazy, bruh. That's crazy. All right, well, since we in the pod and I ain't even talk about this yet. Phobos, you listen to Prolific yet? It's a Nip album. It dropped the day before yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, the 14th. Yeah, it dropped on Friday. Bro, that shit is gas, bro. I still got a couple more time. I still got to give it a couple more listens because I probably heard it like twice, like from front to back. But I'm still figuring out what my favorite songs are. But I think hold on, I wrote that bit down. The two that I'm listening, Just Like Me and Mean It, have been the two songs that I really fuck with. But I think the whole album in totality, like from front to back, is awesome, bro. I got what's it called? I still want to listen to a couple more times though. Music wise, a bunch of shit dropped, bro. I don't even want to go through the whole thing because then I'm gonna be goddamn. This is gonna be a way longer fucking part that I don't want to, but obviously Nipsey dropped and Prolific. I still like. I really don't know what my favorite songs are because even 500 Horses Up was fire as fuck, and I love the last song on the tape. The name is slipping me right now. And the swap shop up there, 2 restaurants up there. They got French seafood plate for like 30 down there, 3 for people, Colombian and the waitress. Shit, that sound good, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. That sound that's not bad. 30 for a plate. It just depends. If it could feed down to 3 or 4 people, that's good. But yeah, nah. Like the Nipsey's album with Bino, like their combination is crazy. And the last song is not the song. It's with the song with Cardi B. That's the song before last, if I'm not mistaken. That song was fire too. Yeah, bruh. Yeah, I really like the album. I'm really but I gotta listen to it a couple more times because it's just so much stuff dropped and stuff like that. I'm just like, hold up, man, this is abundance of music. Thank God that I work a 9 to 5 because I could like consume it and enjoy it while I'm working. So the day go by hella fast as I'm enjoying art, art from all these goats. Rest in peace to Nipsey, man. I'm so grateful they got this body of work off. I was listening to Tory album. That joint. I haven't listened to Tory album. Um, what's it called? Man, you know who's fucking fire as fuck too? I mean, you should know. I mentioned this already. I didn't like so Hit Boy dropped Davies and Harry Fraud was not. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Davies been going crazy lately, bruh. Davies has been going crazy. I haven't. I don't know if it's just a tape that they have together, but my YouTube, I keep getting a bunch of like he in my algorithm like a motherfucker. So every time like he'll drop a video or like a single, whatever, it pops in, and I'll listen. And I'm like, oh man, Davies is rapping. And I guess Harry Fraud is the producer, right? So like their combination is gas. I'm not even gonna hold you. Bryson Tiller dropped something new. I don't be in my R&B bag, bro. I just listen to hip hop. The homies be like, you don't know nothing. You don't listen to oldies. You don't listen to nothing. You just listen to rap. Yes, I love hip hop, but I do also gotta open up my plate. Like that's why I don't be enjoying shit when I don't like going outside of Puerto Rico unless I go to where the tourists and stuff are at, bro. Cause I don't get moved by reggaeton music. I don't listen to Bad Bunny and go, oh my god, this is. I love Bad Bunny, but I'm saying like that's not the music I grew up listening to or listen to. So it doesn't resonate with me the same way. No, bro. Hit Boy dropped Hit Boy dropped Hit Boy Story 2, right? I mean, History. I'm sorry, I'm saying this shit wrong as fuck, but Hit Story 2, right? Like not too long ago, he had that on his actual I think it's hitboy.ai, right? So he released the album on. He released the album like finally on like the streaming platforms, right? And me, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I consume all my music on YouTube. I don't even use YouTube Music. I just use regular ass YouTube. Yes, His Story 2, right, is so fucking good, right? But I didn't know there was a part 1, and or just His Story, and I'm like, am I late? Is this already, like, released, or am I fucking, like, I didn't know. But because he got a song on there called, the first, I think this had dropped before I seen it on the streaming platforms. It was Jay-Z interview, right? And I'm like, oh, this is dope. And then the video was hard because there's a bunch of like old footage from like I guess like the Watch the Throne era and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there like, yo, that is kind of cold. Like to that he got all that footage and you know what I'm saying? Because especially his story, he was talking about, no pun intended, but in his story, he was talking about how like he was signed since he was like 18, and like he just recently was able to release like his first independent album, if I'm not mistaken. So like to go, you know what I mean, like it like it's ill because I feel like this is like a new chapter in his like journey and shit like that, where he free and independent, he can do whatever the fuck he want, and he's so great, right? Even like as an MC, like he's rapping, bro. Like he got he got a dual tape with Alchemist. The fuck, come on, that's crazy. And the same thing with fucking whatchamacallit, bruh. I'm mad he fell out with Maino fella. I don't know about none of that. So I don't even wanna I don't know about none of that. So I don't know who fell out with who. That's none of my business, bruh. But I will say that like it does suck when certain relationships don't work no more. Because you, as a fan, you're like, damn, bro, like I would love to hear more music from y'all, right? Like imagine, you know, come on, bro. Like imagine if, like, you know, like certain groups never broke up or what? I mean, I don't know. I feel like everything happened the way it's supposed to happen. What I want to see is Freddy versus Jason 3. You know what? I haven't listened to those tapes, bro. And I love Jadakiss and I love Fabulous, but I never listened to those albums. I have to take a look into that. But yeah, bro, my bad. I just want to reference this real quick because I thought this was so fire. Hit Story, the first one, I guess that was just released with and it's ill because like the cover makes me think of like Watch the Throne and shit like that. This shit was fire. This shit was fire, and I'm just like, oh man, I got another. Yeah, man. And he low key been going crazy 2026. I ain't even gonna lie. That man got a lot of goddamn content this year. Or not content, but music, right? Like I was like, yeah, Hit Boy going fucking crazy. But listen to part 2. No, yeah, I listened to part 2. That's the first. I seen part 2 is what I got because I had listened to it on his platform. but I didn't know it was the first one. I don't know if I'm late. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, am I late? Did he have this out already? Are these songs that already existed? Or this is like a? I'm like, hold on, this is fucking gas. I'm as a fan, I'm just like, all right, ew. I got so much music to listen to. So that's what I was really excited about. Um, what else? Who else dropped? Like, hold on, man, there's some stuff going on. Did you listen to? Hold on, this is cause, bro, like so much drop. Like it's always toward the end of the week too. I be thinking, man, what am I talking about on the podcast? Like, bro, I'm thinking, all right, well, I'm leading to the nerd stuff today because I don't want to, cause I don't want to talk about. There's stuff that people I feel like are super appropriate to talk about, and it's just not my space, and I don't, it's not my business to talk about certain things. But like from a fan perspective, when it comes to actual music, whatever I like is what I want to shed light on. You get what I'm saying? Because I just want to give love. Like I'm not a critic, or I'm not somebody that's like, I don't like this. Like, who gives a fuck if I don't like it? You know what I mean? Why would I put negative? If I don't like it, I'm just not gonna talk about it. Like, but hold on, goddamn, David Banner dropped a song with T.I., Juicy J, and what's the brother's name at the end, bruh? But it's called Where I'm From, and I mean, Where You From? And I'm like, yo, this is hard. Every piece of me was like, you need to rap on this. I'm like, nah, I gotta wait, bro. I can't. I'm trying to take a step back and just, you know what I mean, be a little more creative. Everything in me was like, bro, you gotta rap on that, bro. That shit is hard, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm so happy T.I. is like, even though T.I. dropped his last quote unquote album, I hope it's not his last album, but I hope T.I. come back like, how Wolverine, he's like what's it called, Logan was the last movie. I hope he double back like when 10 years later, like, we got another last album. But but even though he dropped his last tape, he's still active. So to hear it, it's dope too. And I think this is the beauty of like the generation we grew up in, and like how hip hop is aged, right? Isn't the hip hop anniversary like, I think it's like what, 70 years or something like that? I might be tripping on the time. Is it 50? Hold on. I'm wilding because KRS One just dropped the yes, I'm saying 70 years. It's 53 years, right? And then August 11th was the celebration date. I seen KRS One just drop something too, called "What's the Message?" That just was fire as well. And he's on doing the interview with Tyler. I can't wait till the whole interview come out. I was like, damn, I don't want to watch this piece by piece. I want to see the whole thing. I love Let Him Know he was spazzing. Yeah, Let Him Know you heard his album, right? You heard Kill the King, like from front to back. If you haven't, you tripping. You need to watch that today. I mean, listen to that today. That's a great album. I don't know why, but one of my favorite songs on there is "Pissing on the Dance Floor." That shit hard as fuck. I got my pistol on the dance floor. No, baby, where your hands go? And then, oh, bad. That shit can be sliding. But nah, what I was saying was like, even his guest, like hearing his guest feature, like even on Mahogany Caskets on Rick Ross' album, T.I.'s going crazy. T.I. sounds like he hasn't aged since 20 years old. I don't know how old he was when he dropped trap music, but vocally and even rap wise, it don't sound like he's aged at all, bruh. And it's ill because he a grown ass man, so he could get off the grown ass man raps and still sound like T.I., sound like him, be a billion% authentically him, but also be on some grown shit as well. You know what I mean? Like, that's fire to me. That's fire. I love how hip hop is aged. Fucking who else? My bad. I'm looking at shit that I wrote down that I was like, I just want to make sure I point at. Oh, bruh, as well. Goddamn. I seen that Joey Badass has like a I don't know what to call it. It's like a video series type stuff or whatever. And it's kind of giving you insight on the creating of his last project or whatnot. And it's fire too because it's music in the actual in the video, right? So I think on that episode too, like it starts off with talking, and then it's like a music video inside the video, and I'm like, oh, this is genius. I'm like, that's kind of fire. And it's ill to see that. And the same thing with I think I seen Daylight do something similar as well. and well, cause he had like 2 interviews, or like self interviews or whatever they posted on his YouTube, and then they dropped like the third one. He's talking, and then then a rap comes on, and I'm like, oh shit, and he going fucking crazy. Then I had a line said something about fucking he referenced WandaVision or something like that, bro. And I'm just like, oh my god, the level of writing people got is insane. Technically an album documentary. Yeah, something like that. Like it's fire, bro. It's fire. I love like as a creator and as a fan and as an observer, it's ill to see that, cause like, and for the most part, bro, it's been a minute since I've recorded in community, if that makes sense, right? Like my first tape, I remember when Free Jewels, I recorded that at my dog's house, like my homie Travis, and that was like, we all grew up making music together and stuff like that. So that was like the first time I actually have the second time that I have like a full project, and I'm in a room with everybody, and like we able to, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, these are my raps, this is what I'm trying to do, and then like having the homies input on like, putting the process and everything together, right? Meaning like, all right, cool, we'll go, this is like, oh, it's my idea, this track list, like, how do you think this should sound, should, you know what I mean, whatever, all this type of stuff, right? And then 111, it was just me and Fat Boy doing it. Fat Boy was pretty much, he made the beats, but then like when he gave me the files before he left to the army, I lost the fucking file, so I just had like the skeleton of it, and that was like my first time. That's why I wouldn't say I didn't produce 111. And some of the songs, like 3 of the songs, I have purchased the beats, but the other ones, it was like a skeleton that Fat Boy left me, and I had to use Arcade to like, so I kind of, it was like co-produced by me, but not all the way. And then after that, I've been like on my J. Cole shit, just sitting in my room and recording my music. So it's been a minute since I've been in community. So like, I don't even know what that looks like, you know what I'm saying, anymore. Or like, there's certain things, that's why like, if I were to sit on live and create something from scratch, like, oh, I didn't write nothing down yet, I ain't make the beat or whatever, I don't even know what an appropriate amount of time is. Because in my head, like, even when I used to go to studios, I'm not booking no studio session unless I got my verse done. Like, and I'm not gonna go waste 3 hours to work on one song. I at least got to do 3 songs. Like, that was my mindset. Like, if I booked a fucking studio session at D Shim, I'm gonna record 3 songs, or like 2 songs. If I have 1 hour, all right, 1 song with 2 hour, 3 hours. Cause I'm like, I don't want to go spend money to go to the studio to create. I want to be already prepared and have it committed to memory. So it's not even a thing of like, I'm going there and figuring it out. Even if I don't have it all the way committed to memory, I need to have it as much as I have possible, so I could like, all right, let's get to work. So I could, let's record the vocals, and then all right, let's make this piece of song out together, and then go on to the next one. Versus like fucking going there and creating, because I used to, I didn't want to waste time. Especially, you know what I'm saying, $150 back then, that's a lot of money to me at the time, bro. So I'm not wasting that to go there and create or whatever. And it's funny because I've heard stories of people sharing with me, like people, that are in better positions and shit like that, where they'll spend money in the studio, but they're not necessarily working on it, or they're treating it like a party, like, oh, everyone's in here, we're all smoking and drinking and just having a good old time, and they're not actually working on music. I wouldn't waste nobody's time like that. And I'll be insecure as fuck. I'm like, I'm trying to make sure that when I come here, I'm leaving an impression like, oh, he nice. At least he nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gotta, but yeah, bro, I'll be in that bitch to work. But I've been so used to, like, I guess I'm saying this to say, I've been so used to rapping dolo and like creating dolo that I don't even know what it is to rap or to create in community and stuff like that, right? I remember back in the day, I can't do that. That would be annoying to me. Yeah, I like, you know what I mean? I guess I got recording myself is a luxury, right? But I also get to like experiment and do shit that I wouldn't normally do, or like whatever. Like I might record just the sound in my head versus with no words or whatever the case may be. Or I'll like I when I was like 111, I'm not 111. Revenge of the Nerd, I kind of made it punching in, right? Like how Wayne would go about it. Like I didn't write nothing down. I would just think about it, like punch in what the line is, stop, listen to it, okay, bam, then go into the next line, so on and so forth. And then by the time I finish the verse, I already kind of got it committed to memory. Then I'll rap the whole verse from front to back because I already, I've been piecing it up into the point. That was a little longer process, but now I like writing on my phone again. Like that I like, because I feel like it's faster. I could, I kind of, me like putting it in my head. I've done that one time, never again. I was there to shoot a video and pictures, not record. Ended up producing 2 songs in there and low key, but it's annoying. Yeah, nah, I'm not. I ain't. 6 hours is crazy. I mean, no, like again, but if you locked in working, again, if the environment is productive, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you working on some shit. But like, I guess again, that's stuff that's turned me off too about back in the day where like I'm like, all right, people pull into the studio to have fun and not to actually record. You know what I mean? So when I got the luxury of recording myself, I could take my time. I don't feel, I used to be feeling like the time clock down. I was like, hold on, we got this much time. Let me get this done now. Let me be super hyper focused. Even when I was smoking back then, and I wouldn't smoke until after I finished recording, because I'm like, nah, I'm get high and I'm fucking what you would call it, like I'm overthinking. I'm like, oh nah, I got to be locked in, and then I could like sit back and enjoy it or whatever. I just found a video from like back in the day of me being in these random studio fucking session that somebody one of my homies Ron booked. And I was like, we're somewhere randomly North Miami in some place they ended up fucking renting out or whatever the case may be. I'm like, this is fucking gas though. That's what some of the Nerd Life 2 songs came about. Damn, that's crazy, bro. This is good times. Video. But yeah, nah, we not doing that. Not doing that. But yeah, so I don't know. So my bad. I guess we were saying all this to say that like it is dope that I'm seeing like artists like kind of show they process and stuff like that or whatever. Because it gives me, it gives me more confidence to be like, all right, cool, all right, see. But again, I don't know what it would be to be in the studio with greats. And like, all right, I got this much. Like, I remember hearing stories with like Tupac and shit. He's like, well, if you ain't got your verse done by the time such as, well, you ain't on the song. And it's like, what? All right, hold on. Let me pen the best thing in this short amount of time. And then making my own music, I've just got the luxury of having an abundance of time. But now I kind of, because I'm hands-on, I'm like, all right, I'm going to write the lyrics first. And then once I got all the lyrics written down, then I'm going to go into the record process or whatever. I might not even have it committed to memory. I have like the way I'm going in committed to memory, but maybe not, the words. I gotta get better at my pronunciation too. But process, man. I ain't rushing, bruh. It's okay to take your time. Hold on, what else, man? Oh, and the Room Full of Mirrors dropped I guess what's Creative Luxury 2 or something like that. Where all the dudes from cause Daylight's in the tune, all them was rapping. I'm like, damn, they're going crazy. Everybody fucking lyricists. Damn, like I don't like all them was going wild, bro. I was like, oh, hold on, this is wow. They got an abundance of MCs. Oh shit, hold on. That shit was gas. What else? Fabulous dropped a song called Lorena. I do like that. It was kind of like almost like a reggaeton type boom bap. No. Cause it damn, what is it? I think it was like a Lauryn Hill sample, but it had like the kicks and the drum pattern was something more islandy, and Fabulous is snapping. So I was like, oh, this is fire, bro. Like Fabulous was always crazy. I remember one of my dogs, and when I was in college, I'm a big Weezy fan, and my dog, we used to call him Breezy because he like Chris Brown. He was, he from New York, so he a big Fabulous head. So me and him, we always be debating, like, nah, Wayne, the best. He's like, nah, Fabulous the best, whatever case may be. But it's ill because when you know what I'm saying, you love hip hop, someone else loves hip hop, then and what you're exposed to, and I feel like my palette is so weird, bro. Like I have a weird thing. I'm influenced by obviously outside and what's going on. I've been on Trimark recently, and I heard he just dropped another tape. I ain't check it out. He dropped a track with Cardi. Fabulous got a track with a song with Cardi B. I heard the song with Cardi B, the new one. That's just gas. I don't know if I heard that one. Um, but damn, what was I about to say? Damn, I lost my train of thought, for bus. It ain't your fault. It's my fault. But nah, everyone going crazy, bro. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff fucking dropped. Like I said, KRS One got a song called What's the Message? That was ill. That was ill, and he's doing he's on the end like I don't know if you tapped into Tribe Mark. You gotta check him out. He's fire. Oh, you said Tribe Mark. Okay, now I gotta check. Let me write that down. My ass don't Tribe Mark. Look up. That's why I'm so glad I'm not super like I just now when I make music I just want to be inspired and then act on inspiration. Even though I kind of I've been inspired lately, so I kind of got my idea of what the next like I got like my dream project that's like in the shelf because I feel like there's so much I got to do to get there. Got shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. But who's from Jersey? Tribe Mark? Shout out to Jersey. But I got like my dream project, right? But I have an idea of what I want to do for whatever the next body of work is. Like once the name came to me, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is the direction. But I don't want like what I normally do is I'm like, oh, I'm gonna drop on the first, I'm gonna drop on my birthday. I kind of just want to just be as natural as possible. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to feel like because I feel like I gotta live, bruh. I gotta live a little more. I want to talk about things with substance, and in order for me to talk about things with substance, I have to have more experiences, right? Because even when I make music now, or if I do a freestyle, it's almost current events. It's like what I'm feeling at the time, but I want to have more thought out ideas and do something with meaning. Even if I'm rapping, like I don't want to just be rapping and pull. You know what I'm saying? Like unless I'm practicing and getting my short start. But I want to make something with meaning and that could last. And I want to make a hit, bro. Like I want to make even if it's not a hit. Like I don't care about like I don't want to be on no more. To be honest, like on like oh shit you in the front. Okay, man, no. I'll let me exist in this little fucking thing or whatever. Or whatever, if that's what God want, then I ain't got no choice. But I'm saying like, I want to make a song, like I want to make a record, and I know it's so much more than me just making a beat on Splice and fucking and rapping and making a song. I'm sure there's more to it, but I think this is what, and this time of my life, this is where I need to start practicing and honing in more and then listening to things that are outside of like what I normally listen to. Oh, like I was saying before. My palette is funny, right? Like I was inspired by I being outside and was listening to Trick Daddy and Grind Mode and fucking Iceberg and whoever even when Plies had this thing. I was still in my mid-teens and stuff like that, and whatever like outside. But then I had like my own preference of what I like. Like I was a big Wu-Tang Clan fan growing up. I used to love. I went through this phase. It's funny. I was talking to my first girlfriend about it not too long ago. Where like I had a mix CD I used to drive around in. I had this Avenger 95. And then the mix CD, you would go from like Lil Wayne to like Gucci Man to the Cool Kids to Leaders of the New School. Cause I went through this like phase of going through like the rabbit hole of through the rabbit hole of like old school music. I always loved like 90s hip hop. Like that's always been like my favorite era. And when I got into Leaders of the New School, I'm like, oh, this was when Busta Rhymes was in the group, and like like it's just another case of that old PTA. Bust the rhymes, the mighty infamous. Always misbehaving and mischievous. Causing aggravation, I'll never pause. Pushing out spitballs through plastic straws in class until I got caught at last for lighting up the courtyard grass. Hey, teacher, teacher. Like, oh, man, all that shit, bro. Oh, my God, bro. That used to be so fire. So, be a little girl would be driving around Perrine, busting missions for her brother and shit like that, listening to fucking leaders of the new school. In 2008, like, that shit, what a time, bro. This is like innocent ass time. But anyways, I think about this and I see why, like, how I'm influenced. Even my idea of like, what does it look like? Like, the reason I always wanted to rap, but I like a lot, like me and my homies did it for fun and shit like that. But when the homies took it serious, it took me like I was kind of, I didn't have the confidence to like, oh, okay, like, all right, well, if you could do it. So even when I first started rapping, I was talking about being fresh and shit like that. And I think that came from like the cool kids, because I used to love the cool kids. Like, I'm Mikey, I rock, the delivery man. What else? Fucking, I'm on my 88 shit. Cuban link chains and cell frames. It gets G-Stone squad struggling. Oh my, that shit. Oh my God, bro. I used to love the cool kids, bro. I literally, where is that? On my forum, I got the cool kid tatted because in high school we was calling ourselves the cool kids, because like we was the first part, like me and my dogs, like the people, like all of us who hung out with each other, we were kind of like the first group that started wearing like skinny jeans and like the SB dunks and shit like that. And I remember like the goons, they would start making, y'all got them tight ass pants on second third, and then y'all ass wearing it next year because now it became the fashion trend. but so we just called us, we just like took the cool kids name, it was calling ourselves the cool kids in fucking Southridge and shit like that. But then like I guess everyone kind of like dropped it or whatever, and then I remember going to school and I was like, well, I guess I'm the cool kid, you know what I mean? So like I guess this is the same logo they had, because it's like the Run DMC font, but instead of having the S at the end, I just put 2 D's in it. Pause. That sounded crazy. Put 2 D's in it, it's insane. Throw some D's on that bitch, just bought a Cadillac. Oh. So yeah, that's why I got so this tattoo is directly inspired by the cool kids and by either the group we had like in high school and shit like that. But yeah, so my palette of like hip hop was always like weird. So even when I started rapping, like, I'm gonna talk about being fresh. And then I was like, nah, I gotta be, Lil Wayne, any more look. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not a gangster, so I can't, or goon or some shit. So I'm not gonna be talking about no fucking thug shit, but I could talk about pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love women, so I'm like, all right, I leaned into that. It's like when I hear Nerd Live 2, it's just me, a bunch of fucking talk about girls and shit, or just like fucking and all this type of stuff or whatever. But then as I grew, I was like, I have to get more substance. And it's funny because I feel like me walking into consciousness gave me a like oh shit, I could talk about something with meaning. I could talk about this. I was heavy into Camp Lo and De La Soul. I love De La Soul. I'm not familiar with Camp Lo. Let me write that down, cause man, it's funny. Like recording recently, I forgot. Like I was like, I can't stop recording because I really love it. Like I really love it, and when I took when I stopped smoking, and then I'm over here going through withdrawals and like my emotions up and down, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what? I want to feel love, right? Like the sensation of love. And I realized that my love, like that, where my heart is at, is in making like music. Like, so I just when I'm inspired and I'm like, all right, cool, let me make the beat real quick. I'm like, okay, shit, I got something that I think it could sound good. All right, cool. Let me just, I might not even had it all together yet. I just had because I like Splice, because I could pull up the loops, put it all together, I could play it, and then so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play it through my phone. I don't have it all together yet, but this will give me at least a blueprint so I could write my verse down. So like, I don't know if anybody, I'm sure people had this, right? But like, when you're penning your verse or you're making something and then something comes to you and you like laugh to yourself like, oh shit, this is hard. Like that excitement, oh my God, I can't. I'm like, damn, there's love there. So I was like, I gotta, even if I'm not, my problem is I want to just release everything I make, and that's not good. But I like that excitement and that, oh my God, this. I mean, I was like, damn, nah, I can't stop this, bro. I'll lose my goddamn mind. This is my way of venting. Then I got into Royce, Black Milk, Sun Village. After that, after Budden, I want to listen to Budden's old music because my boy Fat Boy was listening to Joe Budden heavy. Like you couldn't tell Fat Boy nothing about Joe Budden, and I love Royce the 5'9". I used to listen to like you ever seen those old YouTube video mixes with Eminem and Royce the 5'9", and it's just like I guess a bunch of like songs that underground songs or whatever, and they'll just put it's just him and Royce on a bunch of different songs. That shit is fire. Then UK stuff, Cho Claire, John Connor. Yeah, you always been on the UK wave. I'm not there yet. I don't know. I probably rapped on one drill beat before. Even though them shit sound hard as fuck. But I don't know if that's got all of them. Oh, for real? Yeah, bro. Them shits are hard, bro. Like the I guess one of my favorite songs is the Bad Meets Evil. I don't heard words. We can get in two cars and accelerate at each other to see which one will swerve first. A blind bandit. I don't know the rest of the verse, but that I'm like, huh? Get in a car, accelerate at each other. See, I'm like, yo, y'all thinking different. Or like what M said, he was like, I don't sleep. I'm in the air wrapped in the sheet. I'm not a real person. I'm a ghost trapped in the beat. I'm like, oh, hold on. What how your mind go there? The original Infamous album, Bad Meets Evil, Scary Movie. I might tap into that whole. Yeah, that's a lot of music on it. It's so much new music coming out, but there's a bunch of old music that I gotta revisit or like tap back in with this like adult mind that I have. Cause there's stuff that I wasn't even like, it's funny too. Remember the album Encore? I remember I got that like my big sister. I don't know when it dropped. I had to be like 16 or 15, but I had got Encore and I got the Jay-Z album with Linkin Park at the same time. And I'm not a big rock fan, but Linkin Park was definitely my favorite rock album, rock group at the time. And so on Encore, I remember my little brother used to love this song, and it's like 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shots. All I hear is gunshots. This is where the fun starts. Party shot. Like he used to play that shit on repeat. I'm like, are you okay? You're like 5, bro. What's going on with you right now? But that was a dope album too. Yeah, bro. So like, it's funny now. I'm really thinking about it. Like I'm thinking about my palette of like what influenced me and why I even rap the way that I rap. Or think about the things that you know what I'm saying? And what's hip hop in my perspective? Because everyone grows up in different ages and experience things in a different way. I didn't get to like even with Jay-Z, right? Like when I got older is when I really was like, oh my God, this is why I understand why Jay's Jay, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it took me doing my deep dive, like, to be like, oh, okay, I understand. And then, Decoded came out. I was like, what is this? He's breaking shit down. It'd be stuff that it sound, how I describe it? Like, he'll have a line like, catch me like Diesel when I'm holding the 8. And then, like, you could just take it for what it is and just, and then it's like, oh, no, like, Shaq had Kobe over his shoulder in this championship. Like it's so layered that even if it the way that it's you know what I'm saying, it sounds like he's talking, right? So anyways, I think about this. Wait, the one man on the planet that'll drive off the Grand Canyon, hop out. Oh, the one man on the planet that'll drive off the Grand Canyon, hop out the Grand Am and landed in hand standing. Any man planning a battle gets snatched out of his clothes so fast he'll look like an invisible man standing. Bruh, stop, bruh. Don't put out there. That's just hard as fuck. I listen to this like, oh, yep. Nothing in my notepad look like that, but I tell you that. Oh, it's hard, bruh. Man. But yeah, bruh, hip-hop is such a beautiful space. Hold on, let me say what else that I peep game at. Denzel Curry dropped a song called Difference, and I think Kenny Beats is the producer on that shit. That's a hard ass fucking song. Denzel Curry go crazy as fuck too. And it's just it's such abundance of music, bro. This is why I be debating, like, do I talk about music on the pod? Like, unless it's something like, of course, like, I'm definitely, Nipsey drop. I'm definitely prolific. Get it right now. I'm waiting for my vinyl. Um, but like, I kind of be like, cause I rap, man. Like we rap, make music. So I'm like, I don't want to. I ain't finna be no lyric breakdown person or no current events type thing. And I mean not current events, but not no. I don't want to judge or critique nothing because that's not my place to do so. But I want to shed light on what I think is dope. You know what I mean? Amaury love. I want to show love. And because uh, there's other people for other things. And I also gotta stay true to me and what, like I think it's important. Like I recognize too, right? Interesting enough. Damn, I guess this is the personal episode, huh? Let go and let God just streamline through me, God. I recognize that like my people pleaser button be on all the fucking time, and I'm learning how to, because like I'm constantly thinking, not thinking, but like I operate based on my moral code, right? So I do the right thing. What's the right thing to do, even if it's if it's not to my benefit, right? But it's important to like honor myself first, because how am I going to help anybody, or how I'm going to contribute to the people that I love, to the shit that I fuck with, like if I'm not good? You get what I'm saying? So I gotta honor myself, and in turn that's me honoring, like I feel like we all come here with a purpose. Everybody, God has put everyone on here, and we all have a divine, like I've heard, like I hear people say, like you are Jesus, right? Like and like Jesus in it is in you, right? So we're all, we all we're all children of God. We all have a purpose. We all have a reason of being, of existing, right? And you have to honor that, because you honoring that, you're honoring God, right? And if you're honoring that, if you're honoring God, then in turn you're creating that positive ripple effect into the universe, right? And for a lot of times I'll dim my light because I think either it's the right thing to do, or I feel, oh, I'm unworthy because I'm not where I want to be at in life, or oh, I'm already older now, so I don't know, I'll dim what I love for the sake of either how others feel, or how I'm like, oh, this person might think this or whatever. Like I can't have those thoughts in my mind. I gotta honor myself, because like in turn, I know I'm a good person. I know I got good intentions. I'm not on no bullshit. I'm not wishing bad on nobody. I ain't doing anything that I'm not supposed to be doing. I'm actually doing my best. Like, and I don't, and sometimes I don't have it figured out. I don't have a team, right? I got people that ride for me, right? If I'm like, yo, bro, I need you to do this for me, whatever the case may be. It's probably like a no question, but in the sense of like having like the plan, and like, people, I feel like I have to earn that from the people that's around me. Meaning that, I in my head, I'm like, all right, if God willing that I got put in a position where I could kind of have some, okay, I could, I feel like I know, oh shit, Jazz, I need you to help me with, XYZ, because I know you're good at fucking computer. I could trust you, like with money shit. Like I know I wouldn't have to, I don't need an accountant. You know how to do this shit. You did this for your parents' business, stuff like that. Like I know, like then I could like, okay, but I can't, if I have nothing to give, I don't feel like I deserve to get, if that makes sense, right? So I need to build myself up so I can be able to contribute, right? I think to me that's the most important thing. That's why a lot of times, like, even I have homies or people that I know will even like music videos and stuff. I've only had one person shoot my music videos, which is my dog Francie, and then everything else has been like me recording on a video on my phone. Any Man Planet. I'm bad. I was reading the last thing you said, but like, I'm not finna hit up Francie unless I got like, unless I'm able to truly, like, hey, bro, like this idea. Look, I have XYZ. We could figure something out, and I know, bro, look out and give me his time. But I also have to make sure that I could, like pay people what they deserve and what they were, even if they're gonna look out. You get what I'm saying? And I need to be present and show up when I can be present and show up, because I might not have like what I lack in financially or whatever the case may be. I'll give it with my time, what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, somebody hits me up, was like, hey, bro, I need you to do this, or can you send me this? Man, I got an abundance of verses out there that eventually will see the light of day or whatever the case may be, but I don't not send, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I got to work on something, work on it. Especially, what? Huh? Yes. What? Immediately. I'm drop everything I'm doing right now, focus on this. But as far as like, with like the other stuff, and that's why right now I think, okay, this is my building stage. Like, I had to kind of come into Puerto Rico. I'm starting over. And then even like from a rap perspective, I feel like WVR the Stoic Man was like the end of a chapter, and I feel like going into this next phase of what music looks like for me, and I have to put in like everything that I would push away. Like even with the last tape that I dropped, I did everything, but I didn't console with nobody. I didn't make the album, and then before I dropped it, I got all the homies on the group chat like, hey, bro, all right, look, this is the tape. I want to get y'all feedback on it. You think we can add anything? You know, whatever, from a production standpoint, would you like that? I didn't do none of that. I was fixated on the idea that I had and telling like the story of, you know, my last year in Miami and what I'm experiencing as a, you know what I mean, and creating, like, kind of showing my world of what I was as an adult and what I was dealing with, and at the same time, you know, like just even rapping on different palettes of sounds and stuff like that what I genuinely love, right? But I'm not having people involved in my creative process. I'm being hella selfish. Like, no, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. So I think I got to step out of that comfort zone. Because if I'm doing what I want to do and I love it, then I don't think no one can tell me nothing about it. But at the same time, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's, you know, it could be good, but don't you want something great? Like, something could be good, it could be okay, it could be dope, it could be amazing to you, but is it great? Or is it undeniably great? And I want to work to get to that. I think I still got time to go to make something. You know, I think I could be a way better MC. I think I could be a way better producer. I think I could be a way better storyteller. I think I could have deeper concepts and message. I'm working toward that. But I also know that I need to take my time. That's important, because I tend to rush things, or I put a date on something and then just try to get everything done by this time. And then, like, you know, when I have people involved, I'll be in their chat like, hey, I need this skit. Like, what are you doing? Jasmine, where you at? So I need to make it. I need to you know, the people that are already in my vicinity, and the people that are in my corner, and the people that fuck with me and stuff like that, I gotta actually have them a little more involved, and not just make it a me thing. Thank God that I do have, you know what I'm saying, my friends have been doing shit for a hell of a long time, but yeah, it's funny, man. Like, I was like, I'm not doing music for a minute, and it's just crazy, bro. I forgot how much I love it. Like, recording the other day, I was like, damn, I love this shit, bro. It felt so good, like hearing it and playing it back. Oh, this sounds so dope. Hold on, let me, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, I loved it. But I got so much to work on, and even now, going to the poetry spot, I got it performing and like rap. You know what I mean? I think that's like such a key to, you know, and I gotta be dope at that. Yeah, you rapping and recording, but what about just rapping your verses off the top? You know, I gotta master that. So that's another thing that's in the forefront of my thoughts. So yeah, we do time, bro. In due time, I gotta get better. That's the main thing. Just get better. And thank God for all the inspiration, and the goats is outside goating. You know what I mean? Like, everybody that fucking, like, that's rapping and putting in work, they going crazy, bro. They're fucking going crazy. And I love that, because it inspires me. Like, damn, bro, like, y'all really out there. It don't matter the age. Or like, again, like David Banner, Juicy J, T.I., and I forgot the other brother at the end of the fucking song. Please forgive me, but he going crazy. They're going rapping like they 20 as adults and popping their shit and saying something like, and I'm just like, oh man, all right, cool, bro, you good? You ain't failed yet, bro. Now, if you're 56 and that happened, hey, well, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably still gonna make music. I call that shit the, you know, I like the old man. The old man will be my last album. The old man. It'll be 67 or some shit. I don't know what I'm gonna be rapping about 67. Grandkids tripping. I don't know. Talking about grandkid problems. Nah, I'm just talking shit. But yeah, bro. It's a lot of dope shit. You know, ooh, bro, you know it's ill too. Goddamn, Vic Mensa got a show coming out, bro. I really fuck with Vic Mensa, bro. And I think he dropped the preview of it, the Vic Mensa show. And I'm like, oh, this is dope, because he's actually sitting having conversations. I don't know if the first episode, or I seen one of the first episodes is with him and Chance. I was like, oh, that's ill. I can't wait to hear they dialogue and shit like that. And because Vic Mensa be saying some real shit, and he really be using his voice. And I mean, so like, I'm excited. Like, oh, I can't wait to hear the type of conversations that they're gonna be having, right? And it's ill, because I'm subscribed to Vic Mensa's Substack. Y'all should tap in, because what he be writing on there is always like thought provoking and has to do with real shit. That's a piece of me wish I was like, damn, man, I wish I was just intelligent. But it's so dope. It's so dope. So I'm definitely excited for his show. And what else, man? Oh, you know it was ill too that I recently watched. It's funny, I didn't know the hip hop segment was gonna be this long. It's your fault, folks, but you had me excited. I was like, yeah, I got someone to bounce off of. Charlamagne the God interviewed Rod Wave, and that was a fire ass interview. And I fuck with Rod Wave. Like, I'll be lying to say that I'm like super into his discography and know all of his songs or whatever the case may be. I would be lying if I said that. But I'm from down south Miami. I'm from Miami, bro. I'm from down Miami-Dade County. Everyone that I know, especially like women, love Rod Wave, right? Like, it's, you know, like if I call Glacy, Jazz, any of these women that are on my phone right now, and I mention Rod Wave, they are fans of Rod Wave. Like, Rod Wave has a real fan base. And it was dope to hear his conversation with Charlamagne the God. And I think, well, he's like 28, I think, bruh. But he's so mature, bruh. Like, and just hearing him speak and what he had to say, and just even the different things that he's into. Like, he was explaining something along the lines of I guess he got like a damn, I forgot what the type of company. Damn, I should have fucking had this more committed to memory. But he helped with the, I don't know if it was promotion or setting up with the Kanye West concert or some shit like that. Like, his hands are in some dope shit, and I'm like, oh, you know, you wouldn't even know, right? So obviously, as an artist, you know what I'm saying, but he's also making business moves and doing things outside of, you know, him just releasing and performing his own music. So I was like, oh, that's ill. And like, even when he was speaking, he was talking about like wanting to he's like, oh, it's about the next generation, and like the fact that he's the age that he is, and he's already having those thoughts and going toward that. That's really impressive to me. I was like, oh, that's fire. I'm like, bro got his head, like a good head on his shoulders, pause, and he's making sure that like he's creating a real foundation for himself. And because you don't hear no bullshit about Rod Wave. He ain't fucking on Instagram snapping like, hey, bitch, doing all this extra shit. Like, it's the music for him, and then he's doing like real business things. So that was a fire interview. Shout out to Rod Wave. Fucking what? Oh, and I think the NBA YoungBoy interview was raw as fuck too. It's funny, I didn't know he was ducked off in goddamn Korea, and he just looked like seeing him talk with Funny Marco. He looked like he had peace, and it's dope because I guess him and Funny Marco actually have like a real friendship or whatever. But it seemed like he's trying to do better with his life, and he's such a big, like, you know, I can't imagine being that big, right? And then, you know, obviously he dealt with the things that he dealt with. You know, I don't need to talk about that. But he's still young as fuck. Like, he's still young as fuck, and he got so much life ahead of him. So I wonder what, like, his, because I think he got another tape that's gonna drop or whatever. But he's saying he's not recording music, and like, So I wonder what the next passion for him is, or whatever, or like what it is to live somewhere else. Cause I'm experiencing that in a weird way now as an adult. Like I moved to Puerto Rico at 35 years old, and I only know Miami. I've lived there my whole entire life. So coming over here, it's a different experience. Even like making new friends and um doing things that I'm like, all right, I ain't used to go to the beach back in Miami. All right, all right, fuck it, let me go to the beach here. Like, or just going out and kind of like when I'm at home and I'm in my comfort zone, I know the things that I could do to just whatever. Oh, I'm off. Shit, I'm going to the arcade. The fuck? I could spend $30 and have a great time. Be in there 5 hours, bruh. You know what I mean? There's an arcade in between Kendall and Richmond Heights, right by that bridge. I forgot the area is called or whatever. It's called Arcade Odyssey. That bitch is fire because they got like the traditional arcade machines, and then they got like the Japanese arcades, and then there's a bunch of like, you know, they got like a bar in the back, so you could fucking go get a drink and then play arcade games and shit. And it feels like you in the 90s. It's fucking awesome. But anyways, I had stuff like that. That's like, oh, I could just go to this, or I could do this, and the third. I was so in my comfort zone, or I had people that love me, I could just pull up on, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. But coming here, I don't know anybody, right? It's just my uncle for the most part, my grandpa. But you know, outside of doing shit with them, my uncle don't like doing shit. He like being at the crib all day. He like a monk. And my grandpa really be outside though, but he ain't telling me nothing. That man, he's like, I only drink. He's like, I don't drink on Mondays and Tuesdays, but Wednesday to Sunday, I'm gonna have me a beer. Nah, grandpa, you 89, bruh. Like, but he's so full of life. It's fucking dope. But but going somewhere and just being, dolo, and I have to kind of. It's almost like I'm figuring out what I like again. Figuring out the shit that I fuck with that I could just do without no one else around, right? That's why when I ran into the poetry spot, I did so much for my spirit, because it's like, oh shit, I genuinely love this environment. I love that I'm around creators. I love that I'm being inspired by just like people just doing their shit. You know what I'm saying? This one dude had like a monologue for like 5 minutes, bruh. And like when you seen him if you just see him, he just chilling. He's like the short dude. He looked hella quiet. He looked high as fuck. Just like, you know, people that be blow, they just be smiling, shit like that. And when he got on the microphone, that whole shit changed. He got serious. He was like speaking hella political. And I'm just like, whoa, hold on. The passion loud as fuck. And I'm just like, damn, this is like, you could tell everything that he was saying in his poem or his like thing came from a real place of passion. And I'm like, damn, that's inspiring, bruh. But anyways, even doing stuff like that, or going to that, and I'm still trying to figure out the type of shit that I like, you know. And like, or like normally on Sundays, I haven't done it for the past couple Sundays. I'm doing some other shit in the morning, but I normally go to the beach and like have my little saint, like get there super early, vibe, you know, similar chair up, meditate in the fucking sun for however long, and go in the water, like have my own little, just be in nature and in my space for like a couple hours, then come home, be home at 10-11 o'clock, or this, you know, again, figuring out myself and the things that I love, and also, you know, I've been so used to being guarded, right? That like even making new friends and shit like that or whatever, you feel me, it's something I'm walking out of, like, because I remember even back in the day when I used to work at the call center and stuff like that, I was just getting into a bunch of bullshit. And I'm not saying that, like, not get into bullshit, but just like, oh, we about to turn up and we about to be gone all night. And we all know we got to get back to the call center at 8:30 in the morning, but we out till 3, 4 in the morning, sleep for 3 hours, take a quick fucking shower. Oh, shit, I got to, I'm late, this, that, and the third. And it'd be like a constant thing. So me, realizing that I made a lot of bad decisions in my 20s and like my early 30s, I was trying to stay away from all that. So I kind of isolated myself. But that's, you know, just like in the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie, how like he's been, you know, isolating himself from him being Peter Parker and shit like that. That's what I did. I feel like I killed Jose and I was just Amaury Love 24/7. And bruh, you like reading comics, you like fucking playing video games, you like watching anime, like you gotta make time for these things. And it's funny because there's different things in my life that reinforce these thoughts, but that's why it's so important, community, right? When you speak to people and are able to have conversations with people that are like-minded, because it's going to reinforce those healthy habits because you feel like other people are doing it with you. It's a difference. Like my day one homies, we're all different. We all got like, there's a lot of shit that we all fuck with, right? Like we all fuck with hip hop, we all fuck with fucking video games. You know what I'm saying? We type into the Marvel shit or whatever. But there's specific things like they'll make fun of me and be like, bro, you all you like is Dragon Ball Z or whatever. And obviously it's not true, but like that's like the inside joke within the homies. And then like, you know, one of the homies, he just started fucking growing fruits and shit like that. So that's the like, oh, fat boy, he got a green thumb now. He planted everything. Like that's the inside joke. So as individuals, we all kind of got our things that we're like really lean into. So at least for me, when it comes to like my spiritual practices and things that I believe in, and when it comes to manifestation and stuff like that, like I need to be around or speak to other people that have those same type of thoughts and those same type of ideas, because it reinforces those practices. And I find myself a lot of times that I was in spaces where it would conflict with that side of me, right? And I need to reinforce that because that's important. That's hell of important. That's hell of important. You got to, because that at least for me, because I think that's, you have to, you got to be in community with those type of things. Like I just got into journaling again, and I'm figuring out like, oh shit, I love this. Like I could vent like this. You know what I'm saying? I used to think music was my only way to vent, and it's still a great way, and I get something out of it or whatever the case may be. But because I want to be more intentional now, I feel like the shit that I want to get off, I can get it off, you know, writing, like journaling, and or even things that I haven't even thought about that I could like express it just through my pen and get it out. It's funny because whatchamacallit, one of my favorite books is Big Sean's books, and he was talking about that. He was talking about how about like porn. I'm forgetting the specific chapter or whatever specifically how he where specifically he was saying, but he was talking about how there are different things that he fucked with that he had to like re-tap back in because it's a part of him. You gotta make that time. You have to make that time for yourself. Like I love anime. But I gotta make time to sit. You know, I've been sitting on episode 9 of Yu Yu Hakusho for a minute. I need to jump back in. Like there's just things that I need because it's a piece of me, and that's what's gonna make me feel fulfilled. So when I do things that I do love, or I do write music, or I do, you know, draw or whatever the case may be, then I'm able to. I'm full. You know what I'm saying? Like my energy, like my battery's full, right? But if I don't pour into those parts of myself, I'm always feel like there's something missing, and I'll use something else to fill in the void, right? I want to talk about going to another place because we were just talking about it. Let me see if Jazz pick up because she's experiencing that as well. Oh, she must be busy. See, it's y'all fault. I'm telling you right now, to the homies, Jazz, y'all ugly because y'all supposed to be on here with me. Don't let the shit get crazy and then y'all, hey, I'm trying to hop on. No, you gotta wait your turn. I was kidding. Anyways, but yeah, like so. Me now that I live somewhere else, it's almost like I'm relearning the things that fulfill me, right? And I'm also branching my creativeness, right? Because I love hip hop, I love rapping, I love writing. I got a love for like producing now, and I don't know if even that's the right word, but one of my favorite parts of after I record. And after, you know, like the beat's done, after I recorded my vocals, I love like fucking going into like the whole thing and like, all right, let me take off these kicks right here, or let me make sure the hi-hat's right here when this word comes in, and like all that little arranging stuff. That shit is fun to me because it's like having a puzzle and like whatever, being able to play around with everything now. So I have a love for that, but I'm also, I think I was sharing this before, that I'm making I don't know if it's gonna be a book, a comic, or whatever, right? But I have the script for like the first 3 chapters, and I'm gonna have to rewrite the whole thing because I was thinking about it. Because what I did was I took the script and I put it through Google Gemini, and I'm like, how would this sound like as a book, right? And it gave me an example, and I was like, oh, this is fire. But I'm like, I'll feel like this is cheating, so I have to rewrite the whole. I have to rewrite the whole thing because I need to. Because I'm like, how many pages is this? Because like when you write something in a script form, you're not. You're vaguely describing certain things, but when you write it like as a book, it's different. So I feel like now I need to get into I like, even with my audiobooks, I'm gonna have to start listening to more fiction books or like the Star Wars books, because the way that something is described, when because there's a difference between writing dialogue and then writing being descriptive of what's happening in the actual story itself, right? Because I feel like it's a whole different exercise with your pen. Because when I'm rapping, it's different. It's coming from the soul. Like, I don't know. A lot of times, I don't even know where this shit come from. It's just, I'm putting words together that's coming from me. And because it's my experience or my observation, it's pure. I could just, you know what I mean? I could just do it, right? Especially at this point that I've been doing it for such a long time. But writing a story feels like it's a little different. Like, not even, I feel like I'll have an easier time writing poetry, because it's like abstract writing. I don't necessarily got to rhyme, but I can rhyme, and like it's a little different because it's just expressing, right? But being descriptive, like some Edgar Allan Poe type shit, that's a whole nother part of the brain I haven't exercised. So my bad. I look forward to right. So what I did was I got the first 3 chapters done, right? So I put a pause on that, and now I got to double back and then start over from the beginning and rewrite everything, right? And then fucking what I'm doing now is also learning how to draw again. So right now I got my little sketchbook. My uncle gave me this the other day. So I have in my head how I want the characters to look. This shit ugly. All right, don't judge me. This is my first drawing that I've done in a little minute. It's not that good. But what I'm figuring out at this point right now is like, hold on, I gotta learn the fundamentals. So I realized, like, I always told myself, oh, I'm gonna drop a comic when I'm 40 or drop my story at 40. Nah, I'm probably gonna have. I ain't gonna be 40 years old till I get all this shit mastered, bro. Oh, and this is the book that I said that I was reading. This shit right here. Practice and Theory and Manga. Oh shit. Manga and Theory and Practice, my bad. This is a good fucking book. This is where I got the fucking I'll show you right now. The idea for the character sheet. I didn't even think about that shit. So this is what it is, right? My bad for the viewers. I mean, for the listeners, I'm showing a page with a character sheet on it, which gives all this depiction or whatnot. So, in this book, it's explaining like how to make like story and like the traditional manga character arc, and like what a protagonist normally is and what the antagonist normally is, and like the different ways to play with it. And he's also telling, because this guy who wrote this book is the person who made JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is a really popular anime. But he was even saying how when he first was trying to be a mangeki, I believe this was called, like the people that write mangas, he was explaining how the stories that he would write and what he wanted to, like, it was untraditional from like from the norm. So like he was getting a lot of pushback, but then he talks about how him just betting on himself and betting on the way he wanted to approach it, how it ended up being the best for him because he learned a lot through that, right? So and I'm big when it comes to like anime and fucking Marvel and DC and Star Wars and comics or whatever. I got a drawer full of comics right now. Actually, shit, let me show y'all this. I just picked this up. Oh. This is the new Miles Morales #1. This shit, I got the variant cover. They big gas. This is the first issue of the new Miles series, I guess. But yeah, so like I'm like, all right, cool. And I have the story that I'm making. I've had the ideas for a long time, and it's evolved over time, but I just never acted on it. So I am excited to eventually get this done, but I just don't know. This is something I'm not gonna put a time frame on. I just know I'm gonna make the story first, all the way through, and as I practice drawing, I'm gonna see if I actually draw out the fucking. If I make it a comic, I'm probably gonna make it like a long form book first, and then I'll make like a graphic novel or some shit. I'll like to have a visual accompanying it though. But I kind of already have my head out. This character's gonna look like, at least the main characters, I got that shit on lock, and I love the dynamic that I'm made, and that I'm able to use like not my real life as an example, but like the main character, I have it as a younger, exaggerated version of me, right? I made him a super hopeless romantic, and using that as a way of comedy, right? So when shit is like super fucking hectic and shit is crazy, that's where Spider-Man normally cracks off jokes like during intense times. For that character, he'll hit the break of tension is him being like a hopeless romantic, like shit going on. Oh my god, my baby! Like what, bro? Get your ass! What are you doing? So it shit like that, I think is funny. I'm like, shit, I could kind of play off of this or whatever the case may be. But I'm excited to do that. I'm excited. So like, I'm again working on that little by little and stuff. And like, even now, like I've been debating like, do I drop all the time? I drop music all the time? What do I allocate time to? I'm just trying to feel whatever, I got my main priority right now is my financial plan, right? Thank God that I got a job at the post office. Thank God that I'm able to, rack up, even my circumstances now. I'm gonna be, I got to eventually move and whatever the case may be. I'm happy. I kind of got like a map of what I need to do by January, right? So anything outside of that, like, I'm not trying to put pressure on it to, like, I'm not trying to go ahead and drop another tape between. No, I'm you know what I mean? I got an idea for it, and as the ideas flow, I'll make and create or whatever the case may be. And if I don't want to release something, I'll release it. If I don't want to release something, I don't want to release it. I'm happy that I got the pod as a way to, express what shed light to the shit that I love, express myself and just my ideas, and kind of share what I'm going through, because maybe someone's experiencing something similar to what I'm experiencing, or maybe someone's just curious about who I am as a person, or wants to know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how people are taking in what I'm making, but I am in gratitude that I'm able to do this, because actually I do genuinely sit and enjoy talking and stuff like that. And I don't have to be dependent on like an interview type thing, which, I mean, it would be cool to have guests in here and just like chop it up or whatever, but I don't even know what type of questions I would ask. You get what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I guess it would depend on who I'm talking to, but I'm happy I could, I have this to be able to do it. So like, I just want to be free when it comes to my creativity. I want to be free when it comes to the things that I'm doing. And I also, accept whatever God wants to give to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, if there's something that's for me and it lines up, I'm gonna go for it. And and I don't want to expect nothing from any. I don't want to expect anything. I want no expectations outside of what I expect out of myself. From I expect me to show up when I need to show up. I expect me to get up early as fuck in the morning and hit the gym, then go to work, and then go to the gym right after the fact. I expect me to give 110% on anything that I'm doing. I expect me to continue to grow and to reinforce that good person in me. You get what I'm saying? And the righteous person, and the person that wants to see the best out of everybody. You get what I'm saying? That's the only expectations. I have expectations for myself. But from the world, from other people, from just whatever God wants to do, I take whatever come, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever doesn't come, it's okay. Like I'm not fixated on results. I kind of just want to be present in the journey and enjoy, so I could learn and grow. That's where I'm at right now. With it. I got deep. I talked about hip hop. We ain't talking about no Marvel shit. We talking about some fucking nerd shit right now. Hold up, man. Hold up. All right, man. All right, so we gonna talk about this first, because D23 just passed. But before we talk about D23, right? X-Men 97 just dropped the finale. I ain't really talking about X-Men. I kind of talked about X-Men in the pod, but just to give like a recap, right? X-Men 97 has been fire. Obviously, at the end of the first season, all the X-Men were split into different time frames. They went to the future, some went to the past, and a couple people stayed present or whatever, right? So it opens up where you have X-Men that were stuck in the future dealing with the shit with Apocalypse. And then you had X-Men in the past in ancient Egyptian times dealing with Apocalypse origin. And then you had like Cable and some of the remaining X-Men create X-Factor that was in the present, right? So as the story has been going on, Apocalypse has been the big bad, right? And the first 4 episodes is crazy because it's catching you up on what the characters are doing, and by the time episode 4 is over with, everyone's back into the present, right? And the character building has been really good, right? Because some of these episodes felt random, but they center around certain characters, right? So that episode with Wolverine where he goes to get his adamantium back, it was centered around Wolverine and Morph and like the other, the other Weapon X characters and some shit like that. But it was almost like it came off like a video game, almost like horror movie type thing, because they're dealing with these alien bugs, and then all of a sudden Omega Red is there, and there's a big ass boss fight, and then Wolverine turns into a fucking monster. Then they do something. He comes back, and then he fight. It's all this. It was a fire ass episode, right? Kind of made me think of the Alien movie for some reason, like the dark, in a enclosed area type shit, whatever. Then there was the episode with which was fire. I don't know if this is the next episode specifically, but the episode with Polaris, and that's Magneto's daughter, and she's dealing with like she doesn't fuck with her dad because she didn't have a relationship with her dad, right? And Professor X, he's grieving with Magneto's death because he witnessed Magneto die in front of him. The episode was dope because she's kind of like, all right, well, I'm not interested in going, because he was like, I should come with me to Genosha, which is the island that Magneto had made for mutants to go and be free or whatever. And I think in that same episode, the fucking what's it called, the Danger Room, that bitch was tripping, which literally, oh my god, it's crazy because like the episode, the actual Danger Room is like, it's conditioned to train the X-Men, right? And Professor X, I guess, was going really hard. He kept replaying the same scene over and over of like Apocalypse killing Magneto in front of him, and I guess trying to see if there's anything that he could have done or whatever the case may be. So I guess the Danger Room starts tripping and gaining its own like consciousness or whatever, right? So the Danger Room tried to like entrap all the kids that were fucking training in there and try to kill them, and they had to do some wild shit to like, they had to fight for their lives to make sure that the Danger Room didn't kill them inside the house or whatnot. Then the Danger Room gains its own consciousness and creates its own body, and then takes off to Genosha to go fight Professor X. And so, which is crazy. So then Professor X and Cyclops and Jean Grey and Beast are fighting fucking the Danger Room AI robot. Then Polaris fucking that was a cool moment too, where Polaris forgot what exactly took place, but her and Charles and Professor X were, they did something together, and she was able to feel, or like, I guess have, like, I guess experience Magneto through Professor X's mind. So it gave her some type of like clarity or some type of like closure to, I guess, not having that relationship. But that in combination, they ended up destroying the fucking the Danger Room robot, which is, again, that was a cool ass concept. I'm not gonna lie, and I guess I didn't realize it was like a real character, because the Danger Room character, she's in the Tokon Souls game. I got it, by the way. I'm gonna eventually drop some content of playing the game. The game is fire. I bought it by accident though. I'll say that in a little bit. So boom, and then there's another episode where I think the episode after that is was it X? There's like another group of mutants that they beefing with everyone's beefing with the X-Men this season. I don't know what's going on. Nobody fucks with Professor X and them. They beefing. But I think they kidnapped. Who did they kidnap? They kidnapped Rogue, I believe. I might be mistaken. I don't know if it was Rogue. They kidnapped one of the mutants, and no, I lied. All right, so I forgot Brett's name, right? But you know, Nightcrawler and Rogue's mother is Mystique, and Mystique also had a son with Sabretooth. That's, I forgot the guy's name, but he don't fuck with mutants. He's on that same type of timing like William Metzger or the other dude that did the Weapon X project, where he don't fuck with mutants. He's trying to get everyone killed or whatever the case may be. So this other group of mutants that Excalibur, I believe their name was, they captured him, and I think they was about to execute him or do whatever, right? So Nightcrawler's an ill ass character to me. I like what Nightcrawler looks like a demon, but he's super religious. He's like, in the comics, he's a Christian. He's very devoted to his faith, which ties into the ending, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit. So he goes there and he's like, listen, like, I that's my brother. He's like, I believe that, I have faith that he can change, or whatever the case may be. So it becomes this thing where they go to trial, like they have like a trial inside the place or whatever. And then, just like everything, the shit didn't work out and everyone start fighting and stuff like that. It was in the Savage Lands. That was kind of fire. And then at the end of the episode, he saves his brother, but he leaves him out in like the wilderness or some shit. Because even though he went to go save his brother still tried to kill him because he hates him. But you kind of get context for why his brother is the way he is or whatnot. Then I think the cliffhanger of that episode was Apocalypse revived Gambit. And if y'all don't know this, spoiler. I mean, this whole thing's been a spoiler, but Gambit, like one of the best episodes of season 1 was Remember It, right? And that's when Gambit sacrifices his life to make sure that the mutants are safe, like that the people, the Genosha massacre, like that some of the mutants save or whatever, right? And it was a sad scene because like he, like during that episode or like right before the episode, there's like a tension because like he's in love with Rogue, but Rogue is with Magneto because they could actually have a physical relationship because her hands, if she touches him physically, she can kill him because of her powers or whatever, how her powers work. So Rogue witnesses like the love of her life die and shit like that, right? So that shit fucked her up. So it was crazy because then in this episode you see that they that at the end of the episode you see that Gambit is revived, right? So I forgot what happens in the next episode, but I think the next episode, which is I think episode 8, is where X Factor, which is Cable's group and stuff like that, they pull up to They pull up to they found Apocalypse's body fucking just like dead, and he's like, what the fuck, why is Apocalypse's body like he died, right? They pull up to the X mansion, and they pull up to the X mansion, I mean to the new X-Men headquarters or whatever, and show them Apocalypse's body, and they're like, yo, what happened? And it's like, well, no, but this was left, and they show a card, and it's Gambit's card, right? They're like, oh, is Gambit, like, oh, Remy's alive? Oh shit. So Professor X locates Gambit, and Professor X locates Gambit, finds him in New Orleans or whatever, right? That's where Gambit's from. So they pull up to New Orleans to go they pull up to New Orleans to go find Gambit, right? The person to find Gambit is Rogue. How did it go? It's interesting because Gambit went there specifically because you know he's taken over by like Apocalypse, right? Like he became one of the Horsemen or whatever the case may be. So he's like tainted with Apocalypse's whatever. But Apocalypse, come to find out, his spirit or his essence is inside of Gambit, right? So he went there specifically because there's another deity that's that's captured in New Orleans that Apocalypse gave a piece of his power to her, right? And he went there specifically to take it back. It's a fucking crazy ass scene. It's a crazy ass episode because you see this like goddess come out the water, and she's like, you're not gonna kill me or whatever the case may be, and all this. I'm butchering exactly what happens, but there's an ill ass fight that takes place where like the X-Men and X Factor, they're disagreeing on what to do because they're trying to save Gambit, right? They're like, all right, Gambit is in there, but Apocalypse turned him to a horseman, so he's like tainted. They didn't realize that Apocalypse is inside of Gambit. So when Professor X goes into Gambit's mind, he sees Apocalypse, and so as all this is like happening and whatnot, they literally fight, whatever, they start fighting because Cable's like, nah, we're killing, he gotta go, like I'm killing Gambit, I'm sorry, bro, like that's just, we can't let this man live. And Professor X like, nah, hold up, wait, give me a chance, we gotta save him. So it's an ill fight that takes place between everybody, and it's wild too. This man Nightcrawler, he soloed everybody. His teleportation power, and he was whooping everybody. Anyways, the episode ends with eventually Professor X overpowers Apocalypse with the help of Rogue or something. Like Rogue was helped pull Gambit's spirit into the forefront, right? But the problem is that Apocalypse is still trapped inside of Gambit. So so at the end of the episode, I forgot the lady's name, but she don't fuck with Professor X either. So she teams up with X Factor and X Force team up together. They're gonna team up together so they can go kill Gambit, because they're like, nah, the X-Men is bullshit, and like they're gonna fuck around and cause the real apocalypse to happen because they don't want to kill Gambit. So the ending of the last episode, they fuck around and it's like a big ass fight between X Factor and X Force versus the X-Men, right? Because they're trying to keep Gambit alive, and trying to figure out what they can do to pull Apocalypse out without killing Gambit or whatnot. And so what the fuck happens? So they pull up in their ship, and then they're fucking attacking the building. They're having the big ass, everyone's fighting, right? I ain't gonna lie, the fight between Cable with his parents, with Jean and Scott, that was kind of cold, because they don't want to fight. Like, yo, you're my, like, listen, son, like, this ain't the right way to go about it. And he's like, man, sorry, I'm this ain't go, you know what I mean? This gotta happen. We gotta kill him. Gambit ends up waking up, and I forgot how damn, I wish I should have watched the episode fresh so I could kind of get you out truth. But there's a part where like everyone's fighting, the shit gets the everything becomes, like everyone is fighting, but there's Cable gets his chance to shoot Gambit in the head, and everyone's like no, and he blasts him right, so it looks like Gambit dies. So then when they're like, all right, it's over. Gambit gets back up, and then he gets consumed with like the spirit of Apocalypse. I guess him dying brought Apocalypse back out, and then Gambit looks like a Apocalypse version of Gambit. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't too much of a fan of the design, but it was hard as fuck, and he, you know what I'm saying, it's Apocalypse, so he not playing with nobody. At the same time, while all this was happening, Rogue and Beast had went to the ship that initially turned Apocalypse into the version that he is, right? So when she walked into that same room that Apocalypse walked into, she spoke to a Celestial, which is what gave Apocalypse his power. And she's negotiating with the Celestial, like she's like, I'm trying to, I wanna save my friend. And the Celestial's like, what are you willing to give up to save what are you willing to give up to save Gambit? She's like, I'm willing to give her anything. So the Celestial negotiate, like, all right, I'm gonna give you the power to save your friend, but you have to sacrifice your life for it. Kind of like the Soul Stone in fucking in Infinity War, where they had to sacrifice, someone had to die to gain the Infinity Stone. It was kind of the same thing. So like so at the end when Rogue comes, she got like the Celestial tech on her. She whooped Gambit and then saves him pretty much, like kills Apocalypse and saves Gambit, right? And then you're expecting like, oh shit, she's about to die. He's like, oh, what did you give up? Like, he's like, oh, I gave I gave my life to save yours or whatever. So then when that, after she saves him and like the Celestial tech like disappears, because what she did was she put Apocalypse in like this little crystal thing. So like, oh yeah, he'll be back. They didn't kill him, they just put him in he trapped in a freaking crystal or something. But then she doesn't die. So they're like, wait, what happened? And then I forgot, I think it was Beast made like a face or whatever, and then the next scene you see Nightcrawler looking at the Celestial, and the Celestial's like, why are you willing to risk your life? He's like, oh, I believe because they'll be able to live a happier, everyone is going to be able to live a happier life and be whatever. And the Celestial, how do you know? He's like, oh, because I have faith. And it's like, damn, that was powerful. Like, bro, he risked this, he sacrificed his own life so his sister could live, because she was essentially throwing her life away to save the person that she loves with. But the tragedy is, all right, well, now he just died, brought back to life, and now she's gonna kill herself so he could live. So it's almost like knowing they don't get their happy ending. So he was willing to throw his, to sacrifice his life to make sure that his sister got that happy ending that she always wanted with the person that she loved with. So I'm like, oh, that was a powerful ass scene. I was like, oh, that's dope. That was really good writing. And then there's like a post credit. It's crazy how Marvel cartoons have post credit scenes. So the post credit scene was Mystique popping out, and I think it was a senator or some lady in politics or whatever, right? She's undercover as her, like looking in the computer or whatever, and then the real lady walks in the room. She's like, what the fuck? Mystique shoots her, and then he reveals that it's her, and you're like, whoa, hold up, Mystique. We haven't seen her in the reboot of the X-Men 97 series, so it was like, oh, all right, so she's gonna be like one of the protagonists of whatever season 3 is. I'm like, oh, I'm excited to see where they take that, because these first 2 seasons were really like, the first season was kind of traditional X-Men or whatever, even though it had like a big ending where it was like world ending type shit, and then this one was like dealing with the future and the past and Apocalypse and stuff or whatever. So I think the third season is going to be more like traditional X-Men like X-Men doing X-Men shit versus like all the, you know, I don't know, not esoteric, that's not what I'm looking for, but you know, like they doing these big, it's not multiverse, but it's like time traveling and stuff like that. That's been such a factor of this last season. So I don't know, I'm excited. The X-Men 97 was really good. I think this season was dope. I wonder what season 3 looks like, because I think the dude who originally wrote the first 2 seasons, they had let him go for whatever the case may be. So and I know there's more people involved or whatever, but I hope they do justice to X-Men 97 season 3. I really want to see where they take it. And this was random too, but during the fight, when they was when they was having a fight inside where all the X-Men, and when X-Men was fighting X-Force and was X-Men was fighting X-Force, there was a scene where Wolverine was fighting Psylocke, and Wolverine and Morph was fighting Psylocke, and who's the other person? I forgot who else it was fighting, but Morph turned into Dr. Octopus, right? And I was like, oh, this hard. I'm like, they gotta make a Spider-Man like 98 or what, I don't know what it would be called. They gotta make a Spider-Man version, like how they made X-Men 97. They gotta do Spider-Man 1 and continue that story from the Spider-Man animated series, because it will go crazy right now, especially seeing what they did with X-Men 97 and how they're even, like, you see the costumes now, they went into like the black and yellow costumes from like the 2000 comic books. I was like, oh, see, they're taking the creative luxuries and adding all these different things that are nuanced things that they wouldn't have done in like the old animated series. So I'm excited to see where they go with season 3, but I'm also excited that I'm like, oh, they're giving us hope that we might get a Spider-Man, like a Spider-Man animated series from the 90s and get a revamp. Man, that would be so hard. We got to see how Mary Jane comes back. We gotta, there's plot threads that weren't resolved. They can introduce Miles, like, you know, they could do all type of stuff that you would have expected or didn't even exist at the time. So I really hope they do something with that. All right, Doom's D23 was crazy, right? So they showed a Doomsday trailer for with the Doctor Doom first look, and this trailer was the trailer for shit, I forgot we could look at it together. Hold on. This no, not you, man. Hold on. Let's change this to the boom. We can look at this together. Doomsday trailer. Wait, this is the new? No, I need the new one. There you go.
Victor was always the smartest guy, and
hold on. I'm muting it because I do not want to get the copyright strike. But man, this trailer went fucking crazy. Because now you get to see, like, you rarely get to see Doom. Look at Magneto, Gambit, Captain America, Doctor Doom looking at, I guess that's his mom or his wife and his daughter that are a child that eventually or supposedly died. You know, there's a bunch of rumors going on what took place, but no one actually knows like the nuances of the story and stuff. But Doom looks clean, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't know what. They look like a planet broken. You don't know what. And then Reed Richards is talking to Doom like, "Why did you do this? Was this you?" So I think Doomsday is gonna be crazy, bro, because there's so much that we've been shown, but I do think that, like, it's only the tip of the iceberg. I think there's so much that we haven't even bear witness to yet, because all we're seeing is like them and the X-Men's planet. But man, look how fucking powerful Dr. Doom is. That man blocked his what's it, Mjolnir? That's not Mjolnir. That's the what's that thing called? The axe. He blocked it like Goku did Trunks with 2 fingers. Oh yeah, this is gonna be crazy. Avengers Doomsday. But yeah, I think we haven't been shown a lot, right? And it's cool because in D23 they had in the panel they had a video of Hugh Jackman, and he's talking to and you hear like Ryan Reynolds in the background like, hey, let them know, woo woo woo. And he's like, hey man, if you guys have any room left, we would like to be in Doomsday as well. um so they're pretty much soft confirming that like Deadpool and Wolverine are going to be in Doomsday. And like the rumor is that the movie opens up with the X-Men attacking Tobey Maguire's planet, right? And which it sounds raw as fuck to me, because it was explaining how in the actual in the planet it was saying in the actual when they enter Tobey Maguire's universe, it's not just Spider-Man fighting the X-Men, but they're gonna have like Doc Ock and Green Goblin and apparently the other people that were a part, like the villains and stuff. So I'm like, if they do that, that's gonna be crazy, because that's wild fan fiction, low key, for us, because we didn't have, like, you know what I'm saying, when I was a kid, you would love. I can't imagine seeing Toby and Hugh Jackman in the same movie, and we about to get that as adults, which is kind of crazy. You gotta think about it. Doomsday got characters that ain't been on screen since the early 2000s, or characters that started in literally year 2000. Like, right, what the X-Men movie was 2000, and like Spider-Man was like 2001 or 2002. I think it was 2002. And the fact that they get to reprise their roles in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is dope as fuck to me. I know that check looked good too. I'm sure that check looked great. But it's so fire, so fire. I'm actually excited to see what the movie is, because it like, and I think, I'm excited to see people like Sam Wilson's Captain America and fucking Bucky and Black and Shuri Black Panther, and see how they, because they're the leads of the new of the MCU post Endgame, right? And I feel like because of the business side, and like they, there's a bunch of politics that happen on the back end. I feel like they watered down the brand, so I feel like they should have got way more shine. Like, I feel like Sam Wilson should have been in more Marvel movies. I feel like they could have done a different. It could have been done a little different, but they just was like pump out projects. Even though it's some good ass, there's some great fucking projects that came out. But in the whole was like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff. But I feel like Marvel is like, nah, we not playing. We about to have, we about to make sure that we about to hit this home run and then keep hitting them home runs, because Doomsday clearly is all that's going on. But it was such a nice pivot, because they just announced the X-Men movie, right? That comes out May 5th of 2028. They got the cast of the new X-Men, right? They got the villain, which I guess is going to be Sinister, that's played by Kylo Ren, the guy who played Kylo Ren. And I'm like, oh, they not playing, because they know, like, now that Marvel pretty much has all their characters back because of, I don't know if y'all, because initially the X-Men couldn't be a part of the Avengers movies because the rights are still owned by Fox, and even Spider-Man is still owned by Sony, but Sony's not playing ball. Like, nah, Marvel knows what to do with this character. When we make movies, we just losing it and then just watering down the brand. So now Marvel has access to play with all the toys in the toy box, and I feel like they not playing. Because look, I'm not gonna hold you. I there's some projects that I didn't expect that I would like, that I love, right? Like, I feel like WandaVision is something that I wasn't excited about, but then when I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is art. This is actually phenomenal storytelling or whatever. But then something like Agatha, like, I don't care about Agatha. What the fuck I'm watching Agatha for? I didn't even watch it. Like, I'm not interested in witches and stuff like that. And then the series that were dope as fuck, like, why don't we have a season 2? Like, Ironheart was supposed to been come out. They waited a long time to drop Ironheart. They didn't even promote it that well, and then they dropped it all at the same time. Like, the whole series at the same time. Or was it the first 3 episodes? For something like that. Like, I just feel like they didn't push it like they would have pushed anything else. But that series was really good. So it's just, I don't know. Marvel was missing shots, and then the shots they should have hit, they hesitated to take it, not realizing how good it was. Um, but oh, so speaking of that, right? Vision Quest is releasing as well. Um, and I ain't gonna lie, Vision Quest looks fire. All right, let me go ahead and pull the Vision Quest trailer. That Vision Quest looks fire as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Because I do like Ultron as a character, and I guess Ultron is like the Vision's dad, low key. Hold on, let's see this. So, like at the end of WandaVision, they like the white Vision, right? I guess at the end, something he gained some type of consciousness or whatever, like remembering like who he actually is. Because I think the Vision that was made in that world that Wanda had created passed away or transitioned or spirit. I forgot how it ends or whatever. He dies, right? Because it was Vision find Vision. So it looks like this Vision is trying to figure himself out, right? And all this looks like it's taking place in his, I guess consciousness is not the word, but he's an AI. So he goes into his AI world and is experiencing this. And it's funny because the Vision is played. That's the actor that plays the Vision or whatever. And it's fire that like all this is kind of like taking place inside of the AI, right? And they trying to keep the budget low. They're like, we can't have Ultron be Ultron 24/7. So let's figure out how we can make this make sense. But this looks dope because it has to do with AIs and shit like that. So I wonder how the story's gonna play out. And this is like I guess the trilogy. Oh, was that Wanda? I don't know. This got some Terminator 2 vibe shit going on as well. But I am excited for this show. I am excited, especially it being like the ending of a trilogy of like WandaVision, Agatha, which I didn't really watch, but I'm definitely watching this because it has to do with AIs and like Vision and all that stuff. I think Vision is a fire ass character. Vision Quest. But I'm excited. I'm really excited for that. I think that's gonna be a fire ass show. I wonder if it connects to Doomsday in any type of way because we have nothing. Oh, this releases October 14th. Because Doomsday is really not that long away, right? And like Spider-Man Brand New Day didn't really have any connective tissue to Doomsday. Which I wish it did. At least the post-credit scene could have been a little more, like, you know what I'm saying? But, I think they're making us wait for it. And then I wonder if there's any projects in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. I don't think so. Because I feel like they would have announced it already. And I feel like it's too quick to make something in between that time frame. But I know that unless they push Secret Wars back, which they might. Or I don't think they would, because that means because X-Men comes out in 2028. We'll see. It's about to be a fire year for like this year's been fire for Marvel. But I look forward to like all the shows, that stuff they got going on. And I think the Vision Quest looks ill. I think the X-Men casting that they did, like that the girl from Obsession, and she was also on Superman and Lois. I mean, was it Superman? Yeah, Superman and Lois. She's playing Rogue. I think that's a great casting. I didn't see the movie Obsession, and I didn't realize it was, because I looked at her, I'm like, damn, she looked familiar as fuck. And then I realized, oh, that's the girl from Superman and Lois. Oh, that's hard. Cause she all grown up now. Like I seen that show, she was like a I don't know how old she was, but she looked hella younger. So I'm like, oh, that's a good casting for Rogue.